of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Is there anything anybody loves more than agreeing with Tausch?
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
I got a hunch this isn't going to be concise either.
Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios in downtown Milwaukee at the 3rd Street Market Hall.
I would say that you are pretty easygoing. You're actually probably more easygoing than I am.
Well, you're not easygoing at all.
Hey!
This is Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It is the Wednesday edition. How about those Badgers on Peacock edition? This is where you come to talk high school Madison area basketball edition. And I'm a little confused by the schedule. Now the Badger Outsider is joining us on a Wednesday?
Yeah, it's a weird thing. Weird week.
Bulaga was yesterday talking about his meat bunnies and his new farm.
Blame the member guest.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Edition of Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaverdam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on WisconsinOnDemand.com and the Wisconsin On Demand app. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios and back where he belongs in his undisclosed location. He is the Packers Hall of Famer. He's Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm trying to come up with some different acronyms now. Since yesterday's Dale was such a big hit. Love, L-O-V-E. Do we have a good acronym for Jordan Love with the L-O-V-E? Because the part, I listened back yesterday.
Breaking down the film.
And you and Jess, yeah, I like to do that. I want to put a good product out there. I don't think you and Jesse understood. Because acronyms, I don't want to go all Joe Barry on you here, but acronyms, you have the name of something that, because Nutwhack is an acronym, but it's not really a great acronym because there's
an
no
admission
such
I
thing
wasn't
as
expecting.
There's no such thing as a Nutwhack.
What?
But Nutwhack is a great acronym, but it actually is not, by the letter of the law, an acronym.
Letter of the law. Nice. And there's no W in it, even though you pronounce it as if there's a W.
No, H-O-A-C is a natural whack. That's the part you don't get either. But what you guys didn't understand.
You say whack. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Let me see.
Please continue.
What you guys didn't understand, and again, I don't want to just cater to our audience that's listening. I also want to make sure we're doing the video. So, Jason, buy me a minute while I draw up what this T-shirt looked like.
Oh, my God.
Because this is the part you didn't understand.
No, we understood it fine.
I don't think you did.
No, we did. And now you're – so just to – for those of you that didn't tune in yesterday, because I know despite all the loyalty we have to this show, not everyone is able to listen every day. You know that Tausch loves – a good acronym. I believe it started with preemptive poll in the field yet. If you're watching on video, you'll know what we're doing. If you're listening on the radio or other audio means, I'll explain it.
Here's what you
can't ask me to buy you time, then I get started, and then you interrupt me once you're done writing.
You could have at least bought a shirt. I don't have a T-shirt just laying around, so no.
Oh, my God.
What you guys didn't understand is Dale.
Stop
D-A-L-E.
saying we don't get what you did.
You
we
did
all
it.
get it. We laughed
You kept thinking I was saying Dale. So the beautiful part is this is Dale. D-A-L-E, which is
did you think we
Earnhardt.
didn't get that?
No, I don't think you got
So
that.
for those,
So the Daytona, another losing experience. It was, wow, that's crazy, and it works. So now I'm, of course, thinking, what fun acronyms Packer related? Or Wilde, if we did a W-I-L-D, and it would have to be like this. And it would have to, the W would have to mean something. The I would mean something.
thank you, Joe.
What an acronym.
Joe, you're very helpful. Now explain to me what yak is. That'd be great. We don't call them turnovers. We call them takeaways because you have to take the ball away. They're not just going to give it to you.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss those explanations while he's coaching in Miami. Is that where he went? Miami. All right. So you want to start doing acronyms?
Yeah.
Because of Dale Earnhardt's shirt, which, by the way, you realize, of course, as a huge Dale Earnhardt Sr. fan.
Senior.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that was clear because I did understand what you were saying yesterday.
So this is what you envisioned. You could see this picture in your head
Very
without
easily,
me
yes.
drawing
I
it up on a
actually,
video.
I actually had D-A-L-E in my head across the top, and then
no.
another. No. It's
gotta stack vertically. Yeah.
I had it going horizontally, and then the words coming vertically. But be that as it may, Daytona, another losing experience. You understand, as a big fan of Dale Earnhardt Sr., that this was a bootleg shirt that was critical of him and making fun of him, worn by people that, unlike you, were not Dale Earnhardt fans. They were poking fun at the legend, the man in black, the guy that you rooted for as a young NASCAR
The
fan.
Intimidator. Yep.
I've never been more pleased I brought up the Daytona 500. I can tell you that.
Yeah, it was fun. And Jason, again, this is what you don't get. Yeah, were there the critics of Daytona, another losing experience? Yeah, of course they were. But what you don't get, and
Would
this,
you stop
again, I don't
telling
wanna
me
go,
what I don't get this morning? This is not how I wanted to start the show.
I'm not telling you what you think. You've always said, don't tell me what I think.
What you don't get.
I'm telling you what I don't think you're understanding. Is this part, these critics, they fueled the Dale Earnhardt Sr. deal. And when he was able to accomplish it, you know what they had to do with this?
That it changed the acronym.
No. That's what they had to do with it. It's over. That's the beauty of it. I might get one of these shirts made up. I think I might get a Dale shirt, but I'd have to change it and fix it around. But my point on this whole thing, I don't know why we're talking NASCAR, but my point on this...
Because you wanted to explain yesterday's show to us, which is not condescending at all.
Yeah, no, I did.
What I don't think you're understanding...
So what I'm hoping for, you guys know I want CHOP to be the Packers' first-round pick. I want CHOP. So I want to come up with an acronym for CHOP to bring him to Green Bay.
Can't handle our pass rusher.
Oh, that's good. See, you're good. We just got to get your head in the right direction.
Thanks for explaining this to me so I knew how to do it.
Now that you
I would have never been able to do it without you.
I'll stack it vertically.
All right. So give me the Jordan Love one. What is LOVE?
LaFleur's offense, very exciting.
Very efficient. There's a ton. See, this is the kind of stuff that I think once you finally understand what the process was, it is now the ball is rolling, and that's the fun part of it.
Okay, so do you want these to be? Help me understand this, oh wise one. Do you want these to be positive, like can't handle our
motivators,
pass rusher, or do you want these to be derogatory, like Daytona, another losing experience? Because really, Dale Earnhardt does not win the Daytona 500 eventually without these T-shirts. I mean, he just doesn't.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
That's kind of what you said.
Obviously, his team put
the
together a
shirts
good race
fueled
car.
him. They fueled him. That's what you said.
Jason, you know this better than anybody. You don't think athletes are petty and looking for little things to motivate them? Especially somebody like Dale, who had won everything. He had won all these championships, but he had never won the big one. John Elway, he'd won all this stuff, made the money, MVPs, all this stuff. And you don't think those little things? Now, granted, is a T-shirt at Daytona going to motivate him to win a championship? Not entirely. But if you don't think that he enjoyed that, I bet if somebody handed him one of those, he'd had a cigar in his mouth saying, "Take that, T-shirt dudes. I just proved y'all wrong."
So just to clarify, so he's in victory lane. Everyone's celebrating around him. There's an incredible level of excitement, and he turns to the camera and says, "Take that, T-shirt dudes." That's what the Intimidator does.
If somebody from his team handed him that shirt, that's what he would have done. Yes.
All right. Well, so we're gonna do this. This seems this seems perfect for the text portion of the talk and text line. Okay, so the Packers have all kinds of guys you can do this to, right? You can do Watson, Dobbs.
Kind of like it's obviously more difficult.
Reed.
With more letters. Reed's good.
Wicks.
Love is good.
Four seems right.
I guess we could go Wicks.
Four letters seems
go more
like the
than
appropriate.
Musgrave.
Nah, Luke.
I
could do Luke.
I don't want to go more than 5. Yeah, you can go Luke. Anything more than 5 is going to be too tedious.
I'm sorry? It's going to be too what?
Whoa, Nelly! What?
Nothing.
No, tell me.
Just doing what you do to me whenever I misspeak.
Because I said
tedious was not the first thing you said there. All right. So, it's acronym day on Wilde Tausch. I'm going to work on it.
I can't believe how good you were with Chop.
Thanks.
That's good.
Wait till you hear the one I've got for Tausch.
Oh, boy. Too many letters, though.
I don't think so.
Letters.
I don't think so. I think I could do 6.
All right. Come up with something. All right.
I will work on that. Could we do an acronym for Pella? Are we good enough to come up with that? Because it would be, unlike the Dale Earnhardt derogatory T-shirt, the Pella acronym would be about how great Gina Della and her team are. Talked to her yesterday, in fact.
Yes, indeed. And you know what? It's crazy. The deal's running out, though. We got 2 days left, 23rd. I told you about 10, 15 days ago. We had our read. It was our February read. It was a good read. It was a nice deal that Gina and her team at Pella Windows and Doors, Wisconsin put out. And then all of a sudden, phone buzzing all over the place. I got to tell you about this deal. It's the best deal we've ever had. Okay, Gina, here we go. 0% interest. And again, now that we have the little screen, in red, 60 months. Not three years. 60 months, you get 0% interest. No down payment, no interest, no payments. Imagine having those beautiful Pella windows and doors installed, not having to make a single payment on them for a year and a half. They take advantage now because you got about 2 days left for this once in a Wilde Tausch deal show. Pella's expert team, they install year-round and they'll customize any new window or door to match your home's unique decor. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more. That was almost a limerick I just turned that into. Was that a limerick, Jesse?
I'm sorry.
Kind of our limerick
I'm sorry. Tomorrow is limerick day. Today is his acronym day. We can only handle one shtick a day. Today's acronym day.
Rhyming is, I think, what you were looking for there.
No, that was a limerick.
No.
Because I chopped it up the right way. No?
And then we'll do a haiku, and then we'll get back to... We're not doing this. Your acronyms for the Packers. I love this idea. It pains me to say it. After having acronyms mansplained to me, it is. I wasn't in the greatest mood about the way that was handled?
Mansplained. No, I just wanted
You
to
talked
comprehend
down
what
to us like we were morons.
I did not.
You did. Jesse.
I explained.
What you guys weren't
Explanations.
understanding yesterday was the concept of acronyms.
You did say something that we very clearly understood yesterday. We didn't understand about 12 times in the first 15 minutes of the show here.
It's true. It happened. Yep. But
Dale. R.I.P.
Yes, R.I.P. And thank you to that T-shirt manufacturer who fueled his final win at Daytona. All right, Packers acronyms. Take your favorite player, Jordan Love preferably. Chop, even though he's not on the team and probably will be gone by the time the Packers are on the clock.
What was Chop again?
Can't handle our pass rusher.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. I don't know if we're going to beat that one. That might be the best we've got. We didn't even try yet.
It's amazing for someone who doesn't understand acronyms that I did that. More next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Golfers, listen up. It's Gabe Neitzel from On the Tee, and we are heading to Scotland with our friends at Wisconsin Golf Trips. That's right, Scotland. You can join myself and Stephen Watson as we head overseas to play some of the best courses in the world. This package includes green fees, lodging, transportation, and more. But there are only a limited amount of spots available, so sign up now. For information on the trip and a link for paying, you can text GOLF right now to the ESPN Milwaukee Talk and Text line at 800-990-3776. That's GOLF to 800-990-3776. ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel. I've spent a while telling you about Mentality because it works. Not just for me, though. Take it from fellow Mentality user Jason. He's got a new lease on life thanks to Mentality.
Process was easy. It really, truly was. And the individuals that work at Mentality, very helpful, very respectful. It was an easy out. You go in a week after, they give you the results right away. And once you find that you're able to do it, just that thought, the energy already picked up a little bit. Most of it could have been mentally wise, but knowing that, hey, I get to start this, it was incredible.
Learn more today at MoTUSA.com.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart, located at 16th and National in Milwaukee. National Liquor Mart is packed with deals for all your beverage needs, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily.
Not the way the Bucks wanted to head into the All-Star break as they fell on the road to the Memphis Grizzlies 113-110. Milwaukee rallied from a 10-point third-quarter deficit but couldn't pull it out in the end. Head coach Doc Rivers hammered his team afterwards, particularly their discipline and effort.
First play, we gamble for the 50th time in the corner, leads to a three. On our set, two guys forget what we're running. Then we miss a shot, and then nobody gets back. That's how we start out the third quarter. That tells you all you need to know about where our heads were. We had some guys here, and we had some guys in Cabo.
The Bucks now 35-21 and 3-7 under new head coach Doc Rivers. They're back in action Friday, February 23rd at Minnesota.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service. It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey, riding with you every mile since 1977. The Boucher Group has exciting news to share with you. We've expanded to better serve our community.
Introducing Nissan Lake Country, the newest addition to our family.
Step into our showroom and discover our exceptional selection of brand new Nissans.
We're also stocked with the best pre-owned options in the market.
And as we expand, we're not just growing our inventory, we're also growing our team.
So join a team that values your skills and celebrates your success.
Visit us online or in-store today and view our current job listings at bouchercareers.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. Thinking about updating your bath or shower? Well, turn to Kohler Services for end-to-end bath and shower remodeling. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. This month only, get a free toilet with your Lugstone shower purchase, and you pay nothing until 2025. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. Again, that's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Wisconsin is still cattle country, and That's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top-quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Bunzels.com.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
What I want, you've got, and it might be hard to handle. But like a flame that burns a candle, the candle feeds the flame. Yeah, what I got, full stock of thoughts and dreams to scatter. When you pull them all together, and I can't explain.
The Wilde Tausch team, where together everyone achieves more, is working on acronyms for your favorite Packers. So you can chime in, text yours. I'm struggling. V is a tough word. Very entertaining. I'm thinking it toward the end there, but then I don't know where I want to go with the L and the O. So it did not come as easily as chop. So we will continue to work on that. But you could text in your Packers acronyms, which was not on the show sheet, but I'm excited about this. This is, again, I call you a genius. I don't love that I call you that because it's a lot of praise. It's a big word. Genius, if we turn that into an acronym, I don't know what it would be. But this, I would have never thought of this. And we all owe it all to the Intimidator and those hack T-shirt makers. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. You don't have to read the text the second it goes up. I can finish what I'm saying first.
Oh, my bad.
Jariad in Canton, Ohio. Tausch, would you like to read his acronym for Jones?
Jones. Just observing never-ending success.
Yeah.
Too much?
Well, observing is more of a passive thing. It sounds like he's watching success. We need a different O word.
Because Jariad is. That's
well, then isn't Jariad observing never-ending success? And his last name is not Jones, from what I understand.
See, you act like I was explaining it. I still don't think you quite get what an acronym is, because it's not.
I do.
Jariad would be J-E-R, and it wouldn't be J-O-N-E-S. So, no, it's not about Jariad.
I understand. But Jones is not observing success, is my critique there. He's accomplishing success. He's delivering success.
Fair.
We need an O. That's why.
Hey, Jariad, Jason said your acronym sucked. Be better.
Sucked is strong. You need a new O. Find a new O.
Motivate Jariad like the T-shirt folks did to
exactly. I'm fueling his better acronyms, like Jim on the South Side. Mark,
Jimmy.
which here's the problem. Here's the problem with this one. Nobody calls you Mark. That's
Very
also
rare.
an issue. Mark, making acronyms refreshingly knowledgeable.
That's
Again,
right.
I don't think you make an acronym knowledgeable. This is hard. It's not an easy task.
You are an acronym snob. That's what you are.
Hey,
all
the
you want to do
bar has been
is
set
critique
by the
That's true.
T-shirt
Well,
makers.
I don't think anybody's beaten Dale. If somebody can beat what Dale had to do and then the motivation, again, it's the greatest acronym that I've seen on a T-shirt.
Together, everyone achieves more. Team. All right, so we'll take your texts. I want to remind you that because we changed carriers, is this accurate, Jesse? I want to describe this correctly. We changed carriers on our text system.
Yeah, we got a new plan, so all of our contacts didn't
So we
get
lost
switched
all of
over.
our contacts.
Yeah,
So
Did we go to
262.
Samsung? What, did we get rid of Apple? Like I'd like
Yeah,
to.
they're all in our cloud now. We can't get to them. Pack. Poor Anders, can't kick. 844-770-3776. Remember to include your name and where you're from so we can put you back into the system. So I'm sure 262 there had probably texted under the old regime. All right, so did coaches ever do this with you? Like, I remember Mike McCarthy was big on these magnets, these like magnet posters.
Blood ball. Blood ball.
Explain to people what blood
guy.
ball was.
So, in essence, what he would do is if it was a divisional game, you'd want to add a little extra focus. So you'd walk in the door, there'd be the one I remember most because we all busted Mike's chops, not chop our pass rusher of the future, but chops was to kind of get your mind right on what you're going to need to do to win that game. And it was always versus the Bears, it was blood ball. Understanding their defense played a certain way, and it was a reminder when you walked in the door that there was going to be a bigger sense of urgency on physicality, and he wanted you to picture blood ball. That was one of the things that he would do. And then there were other ones. I don't remember any of the other signs he put up. It was blood ball all the time when it came to kind of our mindset when it came to the Bears.
So do you remember him ever doing acronyms on those? Because he would have them printed on these big magnets. And then on the metal doors around the building, they would be there. So you walk into the locker room and boom, there's blood ball right in front of you. But I don't remember him doing any acronyms.
No, I think it's one of the things I think coaches don't emphasize enough.
Acronyms?
I think the great ones, I would bet if I look back, Lombardi probably had great acronyms. And I would think that was a big part of why the Packers had the success they did in the Lombardi era, is because I think he appreciated a good acronym. Because you start thinking about how quotacious Vince Lombardi was. I want whiskey drinkers in the fourth quarter, not milk drinkers. Like, you start looking at all the things that he said. Winning isn't everything, however that goes. The winning one.
Oh, boy.
Winning isn't everything. It's the only thing.
It's the only thing. But there's another one where you leave everything out on the field. You start thinking about how quotacious Vince Lombardi was. Pretty sure he loved a good acronym, too.
I will look into. I know I have a lot of Vince Lombardi quotes stashed away. I don't know if I have acronyms for him, so I will look for those. Keep those acronyms coming, though, and hopefully Jesse will post them on the video chat right as I'm in the middle of talking, so then Tausch can shout them out as he reads them. Go ahead, Tausch. Go ahead.
Jens, our Coob consultant, love. Legacy of victorious efficiency.
What do
you
you
don't
think?
like that either, do you? What
It's
do you
hard.
think? You're the snob.
I mean, they were 9 and 8.
His name is a challenging name to get this to capture the essence of Jordan Love. The V is tough. There's 2 vowels out of 4 letters. It limits your options. Daytona wrote itself. If his name was Fred, you would have had to put Daytona at the back, and then you had to jumble the whole thing up.
There's 2 vowels in Dale.
It's true.
Are we disqualifying the L in love for the acronym cannot actually be love when you put the words in it?
Oh, interesting rule question.
I always think that's kind of lazy.
I would agree. It is, but I think if it fits with the O, V, and the E, I'm fine with it. It has to fit, though.
I'm not gonna lie. I have never looked forward to commercial breaks more on this program because I want to try and get this acronym done. So let's do that because we also want to get.
Well, it's funny. I'm grinding away at LaFleur. LaFleur's going to be tough.
You just got done saying Tausch was too long, but LaFleur's not.
It is.
Why don't you do Matt?
Well, why don't you?
Why don't you tell us about your love of Coors Light?
Cool.
Coors,
refreshing.
actually.
Would be, the 2 O's, I'll need some help. I don't need help when it comes to picking my beer of choice. That is Coors Light brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and it is cold packaged because it's made to chill in the mountains. Being as the fact we didn't even really have winter. We could only stuff our Coors Light in the snowbank for, 2 weeks this whole winter? I don't like our winter. I don't know about you guys. I am not a fan, but I am a fan of Coors Light's cold activated bottles and cans. That's when you know it's chilled to perfection. That's why it is Coors Light in my hands when I need a moment to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Work on your acronyms as we await the triumphant return. Am I reading this right? It seems early for him to join us, too.
Well, Homer has the 9:30 time or the 10:30 time reserved, so we either had to go early or late.
And is Derek Blakesley in there with you at the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison Studios?
I am looking right at him. Yep, he is here.
Wow. I hope he's been working on his acronyms while he's been sitting in the studio. The Badgers Outsider, our guy, Derek Blakesley, joins us next. It's Wilde Tausch.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcasts for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Meet Alan, who was diagnosed with sleep apnea.
I was what they call a mouth breather, and I would breathe at night with my mouth open.
And for about 8 years, Alan struggled with a CPAP machine. And then
I saw the Advent commercial, and I thought, well, what do you got to lose? This machine is miserable.
For most people, CPAP machines are miserable, but a simple breathing triangle solution from Advent can be life-changing.
And it really was, to me, it was amazing because I don't think I ever breathed that clear.
This is Dr. Buthan Kandula. After having one of Advent's simple breathing triangle procedures, people are amazed at how freely and clearly they can breathe.
I'm happy with the procedure. I'm very glad I did it. I wish I would have done it 20 years ago. I could have avoided that machine I had to have laying next to the bed with the hose wrapped around my head.
Schedule your appointment at AdventKnows.com because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Results may vary.
It's Auto Show time in Milwaukee. The best time to shop the newest cars, trucks, and SUVs. But you don't have to wait until the show. Experience your favorite models at your nearest Ewald now. Get special Auto Show savings with top dollar for your trade on over 700 new vehicles in stock. All backed by Ewald's exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Only during Ewald's Auto Show sales event. Go to EwaldAuto.com.
Hey, Wayne, shopping for a new door? Do you need something more dependable?
Yes, something that's durable, dent-resistant, knows how to take a hit, and is going to last for years.
We're still talking about the door, right?
Oh, yeah, right, of course.
Wayne Larrabee and Jeff Levering shopping together at Pella? What next? How about 0% interest for up to 60 months when you place your order by February 23rd at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 2/23/2024.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, best-selling author and founder of the Neal Group. I have some questions for you. Who does your books? Hopefully not you. There are better things for you to do in running your business. Do you trust the numbers? Good numbers are critical for making good decisions. Are you getting the advice you need to minimize your taxes and put more money in your pocket? A good advisor makes suggestions to help your business grow and minimize taxes, not just put numbers on a form. Do your calls get returned and your questions answered? Many of our new clients tell us they love our quick response time. We have helped countless businesses increase their profits and lower stress. Get the advice you want and need to grow your business and minimize taxes. If you want to get started on the road to making more money and having less stress, visit nealgroup.net right now. That's NEAL group.net. The first meeting is free to see if we can help. Again, nealgroup.net.
Right now, the prices of diamonds are probably the lowest we'll see in our lifetime.
Diamond prices are low, low, low. Here's why.
It was hard to meet new people during COVID.
When a person meets their soulmate, they usually get engaged about 39 months later.
People started dating again only about 36 months ago.
Most of the people who got engaged during COVID
or immediately after COVID
were already in a relationship before the COVID lockdown began.
The Wall Street Journal even published a story about all of this.
Low sales of engagement rings created a worldwide oversupply of diamonds.
But now, engagement ring sales are beginning to pick up again.
By the end of next spring, this temporary oversupply will be gone.
And diamond prices will start climbing like crazy.
If you ever wanted to own a big diamond, this is the year to do it.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
If you want to own a big diamond, the time is now.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Our vibrant experience is where I'm at right now. I'm still workshopping.
It's not bad.
But no, it's not good enough. There's no doubt about that. No. Leading our vibrant experience on today's radio program at the 9:30 mark is the great Badgers outsider Derek Blakesley, presented, Tausch, by PDS, which some might say is an acronym.
Well, no vowel, but great technology solutions and transforming IT for area companies for over 30 years. PDS is giving today's worker the true ability to work from anywhere as they balance work and life. PDS wants to be your trusted partner in driving success with enterprise solutions, digital workplace platforms, and managed services that fit your needs. PDS, Paragon Development Systems.
I wonder if Derek Blakesley would consider IT, information technology. Does that qualify as an acronym, or is it two letters so it's too short? Derek, we go to you.
You guys are having a great time with this, and I just don't know that anybody else is.
Fair.
Yeah, I would say information technology. The one acronym I thought of was, the Badgers played last night on Peacock, and I was NFH, not bleeping happy. That was the thing I was trying to think of. It was a good acronym for whenever we get on these.
Keep working on it.
Well, all right. I mean, I wasn't supposed to be great. I'm just giving you. You guys are always like, give me the reaction. That was my reaction. Apparently, you don't like it. It's not like you guys are putting on a show today that's going to be winning any kind of award. So let's not be too hard on me. I'm doing the best I can.
So I assume you and Tausch are on the same page when it comes to Peacock, then.
It's insane. Hey, I'm of a generation that's consumed streaming. All right, so I do subscribe to Big Ten Plus, and I could do Peacock. I don't do it out of principle. What sucks is, and I mean this, is I think of my grandma and grandpa. They've both passed on the both sides, but they used to love to watch the Badgers. And my grandma and my mom, she used to love to watch Duke play basketball and stuff. So when those guys were in their 80s and 90s, they would turn it on to they figured out the Big Ten Network or they figured out ESPN, and that was fine. But for some of these couples that are not technologically inclined or people that are not to try to find these games,
yeah,
I think it sucks. And I bet there's a lot of people that don't watch. I didn't watch last night. I don't get it. Eventually there has to be consequences. I would think would be negative for just the following and the overall energy behind half the games basically being televised for the technologically and people that can afford it. And there does seem to me to be a group of people though that completely gets left out. And I don't think this day and age of sports, where the money is and where attendance is as good as it is, that it should be that way. That's all.
You'll get no argument here. But again, I hope they don't figure this out, but I'm still getting my Peacock for free, so I was able to watch the game, and it's good to see the Badgers win again, because it hasn't happened frequently enough. All right, so where is your concern level? Because it does seem, and I know it's just coincidence, but Mark Tauscher on this very program proclaimed them a Final Four team, and they promptly lost 5 of their next 6. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
In the immortal words of acronym expert Vince Lombardi, what the hell's going on out here?
Well, they're not shooting. Last night they were 23% from behind the 3-point line.
Yeah.
They were in the teens. So I feel like what happened was we were making shots to the point where every game a guy or two would get hot, and then they would do a few heat checks, and we'd have some bad possessions, which I always would get frustrated with. But we were so hot that, guys would really be on one. Klesmet would get on one, or Storr would get on one. And I don't know, I just feel like I was here last time in February, just the same thing when I ranted last year about this. It's just we get to February, and it's go time, and you're like, why are we not making threes? Why are we 44% from the field, even though we aggressively a lot of times try to push it into the post and play through wall and get the easy ones, but it's just not working. We were 21 for 47 from the field last night. And then I remember one of the beat writers in Madison was like, well, these guys, you got to give them a break. They're tired at this. They're tired. It's like, well, every other college team in the country is playing the same gamut of games and going through practice. It's like, I don't get why we look, and defensively we don't look like we have the intensity level either. We just don't have that bounce. So got to find a way to get it back, but we're not making shots. We were 90% from the free throw line last night, so we won the game. But the games where we're not, it's hard. And we're kind of reverting to the team we were before, where we're careful with possessions. We try to keep 12 turnovers or less. We try to rebound well, but we're not out running and gunning and trying to outscore people anymore because it wasn't working in spectacular fashion. Made me look like an idiot, too. I was wrong.
Love it when somebody says that on this program.
I was so confident in the darn team, and I just love watching them, and now it's kind of painful again.
Okay, so they get a week. You said that they're a little bit, tired. Everybody's tired this time of year. I thought something Greg Gard said, I don't know if it was a couple of days ago, that how they approached after their Michigan State game where they had a break, the team has not been the same since. And that's when I made my proclamation, is that this team is good enough, and doggone it, they are built the right way with enough size and enough perimeter scoring, and that this team could score, that the defense would come, and that they could do it. He didn't like how they approached their off time. Now you're going to get this break. You're going to get rejuvenated. I still, even though past history would not indicate that this is a team that's going to, do big things, I think they're built the right way and can do it. Are you doubting and now thinking that this is going to be a first weekend team and be bounced, or can they make a run?
Two things make me nervous. One, I don't think we're good enough defensively that if a guy gets on one, a la Steph Curry, that we'd be able to tighten up enough to stop it. And that's always a problem in the tournament. I think we're susceptible to that. And problem number 2, as I see it, is defenses play differently in the tournament. There's actually a little more space. And a guy like, I know I'm a Connor Essegian, I'm a Stan, but I kind of thought he would find some rhythm here and played 7 minutes last night. I mean, I thought he'd be more playing like 15 minutes and kind of be a dagger guy or be a guy that can finish off a big run, kind of put him in the middle of a good run. Or I still see a role for him, and I'm not sure that we found one yet. And he just defensively can't fit into what we're trying to do. And Carter Gilmore does, but can't score. And I think it's a real problem we get in these scoring droughts when he is out there. So I don't know. I see it. I talked to Hunter Vaughn before I got on today, and I think I agree with him. It's like I could see us getting bounced in the first game, and I could also see us in the Elite Eight. Somebody's got to get on one.
That's
said not even a take.
You said that Hunter Vaughn was like Andy Katz or somebody.
I said we were discussing.
Hey, Vaughn. Hey, when I want my college hoops fix, I go Pomeroy,
heater,
and I go Hunter Vaughn.
Throw him the heater.
Oh my God. Hunter's a good college basketball guy.
He is.
I just dialed in.
Listen. Hunter is a Cowboys expert and a Gerald Ford expert. Those are who you go.
Let me give
to
a little
Hunter
peek
Vaughn
behind the curtain so people can understand this. I've been on the program for 5 years. half of a decade. And when I walk into the AmFam thing, I still don't have a way to get upstairs. I have to have somebody come down the elevator shaft. No one will give me a card. No one will give me a swiper. No one will greet me with a beverage. No one has a winter cocktail waiting for me when I get here. I am like a stranger. So when I get in the elevator, whoever, after about 10 or 15 minutes of waiting down there, squires me up to the kingdom. That is ESPN Radio. Do I have to have a conversation? Oh my God. So the last conversation I have before I get on the air is always some poor schlep that Jesse sends down there to pick me up. 5 years in, over 100 episodes, I could be syndicated across the world. I don't have a zapper to get in. So don't sit here waxing poetic about how I'm not talking to Schefter and I'm not talking to Andy Katz and I'm talking to whoever will talk to me at this point, and it's the 3-minute elevator ride and then walk to the studio because that's the level of respect that over 5 years that I've obtained here, which is 0.
Oh, Mr. Blakesley.
Oh, man.
So anyway, we're just talking turkey, and I thought about it, and that's a good point, is if A.J. Storr, if he plays how he can play, Klesmit gets going. I mean, we were like, oh, Sleepy Steve, he's not playing well enough. And then all of a sudden, he had a couple good games. Didn't matter. And so you look at it's really a statistical thing. We need to shoot better. We need to make more shots. We were making the shots, and then we stopped. So that's a good point, Tausch. I'm glad you brought that up. I hadn't thought about that. We got to find something in our routine in the next 3 weeks to find ourselves again. So I have hope. But I don't feel great about it, especially the defensive effort just isn't what you see from our teams that have had more success later in the year.
All right, as the official Connor Essegian stan, because I watching the game last night on Peacock without you guys, and him playing, again, minimal minutes, it made me wonder what the future holds for him. And it's a conversation we have on a regular basis when our Badgers outsider is here. I know he does not know you personally, correct?
Nope.
You are not an advisor. You're not his NIL intermediary. You have no role in his life whatsoever other than liking him.
Well, I would be open to that if he needs my help. I'm going to put myself out there. I was thinking about volunteering at the food pantry or doing some type of mentorship, but I think actually that I'd like to offer Connor Essegian my advice and my mentorship.
Okay, well then I want you to think about this. The way things have gone for him, if he came to you for advice, would you tell him enter the transfer portal or stick around? Think about that. And Hunter Vaughn and you can chop it up in the break and figure out what your answer will be.
Do we have to go back to the elevator, or can we stay up here on the main? Am I allowed to stay on the main floor?
Mr. Blakesley going up. More Blakesley next. It's Wilde Tausch.
The Badgers Outsider on Wilde Tausch. He's brought to you by PDS, providing IT solutions and transforming IT for area companies for over 30 years. Find what solutions they can offer you at pdsit.net.
The win streak is over for the Golden Eagles, but they've got a chance to start a new one on Wednesday.
Kolek lobs into Iguodala, who stuffs it. Oh, baby!
It's Marquette hosting DePaul on Wednesday. Our game day coverage starts at 7 with Marquette College Game Day. Gabe Neitzel has the Marquette Sports Network pregame show at 7:30, followed by tip-off at 8 o'clock with Homer and Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith. 94.5 ESPN, the official home for Marquette basketball.
Do you love winning? This February, head to Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee and fall head over heels with the Love It or Leave It $400,000 game show. Thursday nights, you could play the Love It or Leave It game show where you can love your prize or leave it for another. Play with your club card to earn drawing entries. Top prize is $10,000 in cash. It's time for Love It or Leave It. Only at Potawatomi. Learn more at pacebig.com. Must be 21 years old and a club member to play.
Tune in to Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Behind the Bucks peels back the curtain to give fans unique access and deep storytelling unlike ever before. Subscribe and download right now to get a companion podcast to the new Amazon documentary, Giannis, A Marvelous Journey. Hear about the making of the dog and learn about how Milwaukee became home for the Adetokumbo family. Find Behind the Bucks at bucks.com/plus or wherever you get your podcasts.
Are you sick and tired of achy joints? Dread the idea of surgery? Then you need to call QC Kinetics today. Hey, this is Brad Nortman. Listen, the state of healthcare is always changing. The old ideas like steroids and surgeries are no longer your only options. Regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics is transforming lives with innovative, non-surgical, drug-free treatments that deliver lasting results. Knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain, whether it's from arthritis or an injury, don't let this pain keep you from living your best life. QC Kinetics Advanced, state-of-the-art treatments harness and direct your body's natural ability to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. This is a revolutionary approach that can get you long-term relief with no downtime. Make 2024 the year you reclaim your mobility, reclaim your independence, walk, run, play, and live without the danger and trauma of surgery and without harmful drugs. Call QC Kinetics today for a free consultation. Call 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Kick off your St. Patrick's Day celebration early with the 15th Annual Shamrock Shuffle happening on Saturday, March 2nd. A day filled with fun, green beer, music, and fundraising for great causes, benefiting the Special Olympics and other local charities. This year, we're taking the shuffle to new heights as we explore 4 vibrant areas of Milwaukee: Water Street, MLK Drive, Brady Street, and Walker's Point. Let's shuffle for a cause. Grab your tickets at shamrockshufflewi.com. See you at the 15th Annual Shamrock Shuffle.
The Greater Milwaukee Golf Show presented by Old Fashioned Golf returns Friday, March 1st through Sunday, March 3rd at a new location in Franklin at Mosh Performance Center and Lux Golf Bays. Save $5 on advance tickets at RoyalGolfShows.com. The first 1,000 people each day get a free sleeve of golf balls. Experience what Lux Golf has to offer in their new free hitting bays. It's the Greater Milwaukee Golf Show March 1st through the 3rd at Mosh and Lux Golf Bays in Franklin with free parking. Visit RoyleGolfShows.com.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Missed any of the show? Find us on Wisconsin On Demand wherever you get your podcasts. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Season played in all 35 games last season. He started the final 19. He averaged 11.7 points per game, becoming the 8th Badger in school history to earn Big Ten All-Freshman honors. He was just the 5th Badger over the last 25 years to average double figures as a freshman, joining Brad Davison, Ethan Happ, Alondo Tucker, and Devin Harris, which is pretty darn good company. He set the school record for most made three-pointers as a freshman. Derek Blakesley, I ask you, if Connor Essegian after the season came to you and said, "What should I do, oh wise one?" what would you tell him?
Oh, man, that's a tough question. Because, first of all, he seems like a kid that enjoys going to school here, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a great teammate. If you watch his body language, and
I really like him. I'm from a biased perspective. I understand he has some defensive shortcomings, but
it can't be that. Yes, but the whole team, we're giving up 70, 90 points a game. It's not like we're out there holding teams to 55 points on average. So let's say he's a liability on defense. This would be one where it'd be great to be out to dinner or have a cocktail with Greg and see what he would have to say, or an assistant, because they have insight that we don't have. And
of course they do.
I don't love to speak about like individual players in depth because that's really really getting out.
I don't either, but this is coming from a place where he was an important cog for them last year. He played well as a freshman, and I don't think there's many instances that I can remember where a player was a meaningful starter or important piece of their rotation, and then he didn't get as many opportunities. And maybe you're right. There is, I'm sure, a reason that if Greg Gard called today and said, I'm not going to come on the air, but talk to me during a digi only on the video, he would probably have an explanation for us, right? And he would
because I think as an NBA style offense, where let's say we're having a game where Wall is getting to the rim with his back to the basket and doing what he does and grinding down there, and we're playing through crawl, and AJ Storr is really getting after. Well, if Connor's set up, he's got to be a deadly weapon. I mean, to think about having the ability to kick it to him. Mm-hmm. I've seen him. The reason I fell in love with his game is I went to a game and watched him in warm-ups, and he was
similar haircuts.
Jesus, it's a similar look actually. Probably reminds me of a young Derek Blakesley out there running around the court. I just never got my opportunity.
No wonder he's not playing anymore.
Yeah, I never got the height I needed. Didn't have the opportunity. No, the way that he is able to shoot, and I don't know if that's maybe he's going through a rough stretch of several months. But when he got the ball, then it was exciting because you knew if he was open, it was going to probably go in, and it changed momentum. It did a lot of things that was good for the team. And for whatever reason, you wonder, he played 7 minutes last night. Could have they found a way to give him 14 minutes? I think so. So if he came to me and was like, man, I'm not getting minutes, I don't fit into this, it's like, I think he will eventually. I would tell him to stay unless he got an offer that he couldn't refuse somewhere where he would get the visibility. The issue we're seeing in football, and you see it in basketball too, all the guys that have left is, it doesn't do you much good to go leave and play for Iona or go to some place in Indiana that's obscure.
I hear St. John's needs some players.
Boy, is he having a hard time. He's like Nick Saban and the great legendary coaches. They don't love it when there's parity. When they can't bring in All Americans out of high school, they're like, "What's going on here? I'm the best coach in the world." It's like, well, when you have all 5 players that you started are better than anybody on the other teams and in the whole conference, you're probably going to be more successful than if you have to build it. It's like Louis Carnesecca. It took him 20 years to probably get to where he was at St. John's. Anyway.
Great sweater game. Great sweater
Legendary
game.
Sweater game. Him and Cliff Huxtable.
Carnesecca, he always just looked like he either knew what was going on completely or was totally confused by the game. But whatever, he was a great coach. So I digress. I think I'm confused by it. In the NCAA tournament where the teams in the Big Ten really know you well, they scout you well, they've seen the video, they talk to other coaches. When you get to the tournament, a lot of times the matchups are different, the styles are different, they don't know you as well. Your three-point shooters get a lot more looks in those games because of the way they're played. I am hoping that one of the reasons that this team gets to the Sweet 16 and is successful is because Essegian has his moments. And I think everybody likes him. I think everybody's rooting for him, and so I don't know if that's in the cards, but we've seen, like you laid out that beautifully, Jason. We know it's there.
Yeah, I like the kid. I'm biased. I totally admit that I'm biased. Not as biased as you, but
what do you like about him?
I like the way he shoots the basketball. I think if you can get him untracked, it's just the way the Badgers outsider put it. Like the drive and kick game, if he's open for threes, I would like to. But where is his? I don't cover them. I'm not as plugged in as I would be with a Packers player. But I'm guessing that when you play 8 minutes a game, which is what he's averaging, that his confidence is probably not super high right now. And I think as a shooter, you have to be confident to be effective. And so that's and I understand. AJ Storr is leading them in scoring, right? That is a player that has elevated his game, and there's only so many minutes to go around. But I liked him last year. He was one of the kids I enjoyed watching last season. And I thought he would have an opportunity to expand. And I'm not criticizing Greg Gard. He knows his rotation better than I do. I just like him, and I'd like to see him play more as a fan of the team.
Okay.
I think
that's all.
I think what Jason and I are saying, we'd like to see him get in the flow of the game and see if he can help this team avoid the scoring drought.
So
when things are going the way they are.
If Greg Gard thought that was going to be a big help, he'd be out there more.
Yeah, but wait a minute now. Wait, we do this with Matt LaFleur's decisions all the time. I know this is college; it's different, and I don't think I'm killing the kid or Greg on my take here. I'm just saying that when you've struggled to score, there's a guy that was able to hit threes for you last year that's barely playing.
We're not struggling to
we were in a
score.
big game.
Hey,
We were 16%.
We're not struggling to score.
We're shooting
giving up 90 to
16% from
Iowa.
3, 22
We're giving 90 to Iowa. We're not struggling to score. Y'all are looking at the wrong
What did they shoot
things.
against Michigan?
I don't care. All I'm telling you is this isn't a scoring deal. And if you guys could put 2 and 2 together, I think you'd probably figure out why Essegian's getting 7 minutes.
Okay, you say that, but the percentages are telling us a different story. And I think it's a little bit disingenuous.
What percentages?
I think there's
What percentages?
The 3-point shooting percentages over this last.
What is our give-up rate on 3-point? What's our give-up points per possession? Are we defending well enough?
Well, let's talk about defense. He has been criticized for 2 years about his defense. I don't think the fact that we're giving up the amount of points we are needs to fall at the feet of one player that's playing 7-8 minutes a game. I think that's groupthink. Everybody's on this train of he can't play defense. No one says Connor won't play defense. They say he can't.
Greg Gard, I'm sure Greg Gard and Krabby and all these guys would say, you know what, he's a great shooter and he's a good defender, but we're not going to play him. Why would they say that?
Well, I think the idea is that my hypothesis would be that in practice.
Why is he not playing? You guys,
he's struggling to make shots probably in practice.
And he's probably not defending at the level that he needs to.
I would agree with both of those things, Tausch, but either is anybody else. We play Carter Gilmore all these minutes. We're still giving up 90, and he's not producing anything. We played the entire game last night, 6 assists. The game in Michigan, I think we had 4. I mean, we're not moving the ball. What I want to do is see people penetrate, get the ball kicked out to somebody that's a threat, and see if he can't reverse that and give some other opportunities to players as well. It's all about making the ball move and having good possessions. And we're not seeing
you guys.
So you think if Connor plays, we're going to start giving up 100 a game? How much worse is it going to be if Connor plays 15 minutes than it is now? Defensive output.
I don't know.
Yeah,
All I'm saying is you don't think Greg Gard's going to put the best people out there that he thinks is going to win. And if it's not Essegian, by the way, they won a lot of games and played pretty good ball for a vast majority of the season without Connor Essegian.
That's what I'm saying, Tausch. It worked until it didn't. It's about adjustments. Ask Mike Budenholzer what happens when you don't make enough adjustments.
All right. Before you go,
you live in a sweet lake house, and you have NBA teams calling you after the Bucks have fired 2 other coaches.
Yeah, well, I got a shack on the pond in the Baraboo River. I think people get.
I heard you got a really nice lot.
I got a nice place there along the Baraboo River. One time we're going to go camping.
That's what I heard.
There'll be a time.
Before you go, as our Badgers outsider and our resident expert on college football, how do you feel about? First of all, I'm not even sure I understand the 5+7. I know that adds up to 12. But
Derek, can you do us a favor? Can you go grab Hunter and have him come in so he can explain what's going on?
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk over and get in the elevator shaft. I'm not going to push any floors. And you're just
Why do you keep saying the elevator shaft? Are you like John McClane climbing through there, or you're in the elevator, right?
Well, I think, you're definitely in the shaft. I don't know it's called an elevator car?
I think you just like say it's called an elevator. I think you just like saying the word shaft.
Oh.
He loves shafts.
It's real mature.
He's a big shaft guy.
1 second you're going up the shaft, and then next thing you know,
all right.
So that they're
Nelly.
This
a
good
way
is
to end.
The explanation of the 5+7 college football playoff is akin to Tausch's Super Bowl preview that he delivered, which turned into a discussion of Andy on The Office. Now we've discussed elevators and elevator shafts and going up and down. That's it for our time with the Badgers outsider.
We're not doing the 5. Were you describing the shaft at 5 and 7? And what is the 5+7? Do we have a new sponsor? From 5 to 7.
Yeah.
Good luck, Jason.
Well, why don't we just shift gears entirely and talk about the greatness of Quick Trip and how much Tausch enjoys going in and out of the Quick Trip near his house to get his Karuba coffee and everything else he might need.
I got my Karuba coffee. I am looking. It's Wednesday. I told you Monday I got the great rotisserie chicken that you can make a couple of meals out of. But it's Wednesday. Stop in today. Grab those great, succulent chicken tenders that Quick Trip's got. The breading, they're hand-breaded. They are jumbo. And, man, they make lunch an easy decision. You can order ahead for any of these chicken specials, plus pizza and other take-home meals available that are hot and ready. And I can see there the for reals. My daughter Eleanor's become a big fan of their Turtle Pecan Sundae Nature's Touch ice cream. It's fantastic. Everything you could possibly look for. And you can order ahead in the app. You can order ahead, take care of the payment before you even get in the parking spot. Orders can be picked up in-store or brought to your car curbside. Of course, for the Badgers Outsider and Jesse, that's not their option because they love going in and fighting for every sample that the Quick Trip team passes along. And don't forget your Nature's Touch milk to wash it all down. $2.99 per gallon. Skim 1% and 2%. Cow to store in 24 hours right from Quick Trip's dairy facility in La Crosse, Wisconsin.
I hear that ice cream goes very well with protein muffins. That is it for the 9 o'clock hour. We thank Derek Blakesley. We will kick off
Turtle Pecan Sundae.
Sounds outstanding.
It's a good flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really good flavor.
We'll start the 10 o'clock hour looking for more acronyms. Again, I don't want to say that I wasn't listening to Derek because I was definitely engaged, but in the back of my mind, all I'm thinking about is how do I get love into an acronym? How do I figure this out? Leadership over very excellence. I got all kinds of words jumbled up in my head. I'll see if I can come up with one that makes sense. Next, it's Wilde Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You've heard me talk about the results mentality has had on my life, but don't just take it from me. Jason has had success too, thanks to mentality.
My only regret is I didn't do it sooner. Knowing once again I've gotten the treatments done and continuing, I do feel, stuff does hurt a little bit more, but I'm 40, in my 40s, and that's going to happen. But again, the energy levels, it is above and beyond. Again, I'm back in that age where I'm like, this is amazing.
Get started today at lowtusa.com.
Hey, Wayne, shopping for a new door? Do you need something more dependable?
Yes, something that's durable, dent-resistant, knows how to take a hit, and is going to last for years.
We're still talking about the door, right?
Oh yeah, right, of course.
Wayne Larrabee and Jeff Levering shopping together at Pella? What next? How about 0% interest for up to 60 months when you place your order by February 23rd at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 2/23/2024.
What do you get when you combine 300 competitors racing on a Dr. Pepper syrup-soaked racetrack?
Wait. Did you say a Dr. Pepper-soaked racetrack?
It's Flat Out Friday. Indoor flat track motorcycle races.
Friday, February 23rd.
Enjoy classes from amateur to pro, mini bikes to baggers, and vintage to modern. An adrenaline-filled night of thrills and spills that's fun for the whole family.
Flat Out Friday. Indoor flat track motorcycle races.
Hart Circus, Hart Rock Show.
Friday, February 23rd.
Get tickets at BuyServeForum.com.
Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Right now, more than 100,000 children waiting in foster care need our help. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is focused on finding them safe, permanent homes. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune into Kyle, Breast, and Nortman from 2 to 5 every day. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch.
You getting itchy? You getting a little itchy there,
I
big
am.
dog?
I am. But hey,
I got a question for you.
Oh, I had a
before we get
segue.
into-
I had this great segue.
All right, go
Go
for it.
right ahead.
No. What's your segue?
Well, we spent a lot of time talking about the Badgers and the Badger game last night that was on Peacock, which I saw. And A.J. Dillon was there. He played about as much as Connor Essegian. He was in the stands at the game, and I was being asked yesterday on one of our other programs, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy specifically, about Aaron Jones and about A.J. Dillon.
Okay,
and
so quick question for you.
Sure.
Aaron Jones is going to be back with the Green Bay Packers. There's not a doubt in my mind about that.
Goody used the word absolutely.
Yeah, it's happening, and for a lot of reasons. So I'm just ready. I was just ready to tweet something out on our Wilde Tausch Twitter deal. And my question, I want to make sure I get this because Aaron Jones is a no-brainer. I don't even put him on the list because I don't want things to be Canyon-esque. But of all the players that are eligible that will be, free agents, what do we have? Savage, A.J. Dillon, Runyon,
Keyshawn
Nixon. Who else Keyshawn Nixon. Would those be the guys that you would say? So I'm going to say you only get one. You have to prioritize as a Packer fan.
I mean, Aaron Jones is not a free agent, by the way.
Aaron Jones is going to be back. He's going to get a redone deal. And
he's not a free agent. So
that's why I said we're not putting him on the list.
Well, okay. Well, that seems like a good reason if we're only doing free agents.
Okay. Is there anyone else that needs to be on this list that you only get one? Keyshawn Nixon is who I'm going to pick. I want him back.
So one of the things that we talked about, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy and I, was that there's no one on this list that you say, I absolutely, positively have to re-sign him. The Packers' unrestricted free agents are Yosh Nijman, Keyshawn Nixon, Darnell Savage, Rudy Ford, who might be my pick, A.J. Dillon, Eric Wilson, Josiah DeGuara, Tyler Davis, Jonathan Owens, John Runyon. That's the list.
Okay.
So, look, I would love for John Runyon to be back, frankly, because he's probably the most quotable offensive lineman they have. And my job is better when he's on the roster. He ain't coming back. Making him split time for the second half of the season with Sean Ryan, the handwriting is most certainly on the wall, like Bloodbath was during those rivalry weeks. So he's donezo. He's going to sign somewhere else. I think he'll probably have a pretty good career as a guard for somebody else, but they clearly have decided that they will give Sean Ryan that opportunity. So where does that leave us?
And by the way, that's going to be one of the, what did I wrote it down, 7 of 167, right? That's what the Packers have. Top 7 picks in the next 167 draft. Okay, what? Oh, compensatory.
Those do matter. Like, they changed the numbers significantly. There's a bunch of them. So they got 5 in the first 91, I believe, is the way I
5 in the first 91. You can take it to the bank that one of those picks is going to be an offensive lineman. And that's going to be someone that's going to be looking at either, if Rasheed Walker's not the guy, which I think we all hope he's going to be, or Sean Ryan is, what is he going into his 4th year or 3rd year?
Sean Ryan is going into year 3. Year 3.
You can never have enough of those guys. There will be an O-lineman picked in those 5 picks.
I agree. I agree with you on that.
Very confident. So Runyon, unless Runyon doesn't get that big deal, I still think Green Bay probably moves on.
So if that's the list, there is Keyshawn Nixon for me is the answer too. If it's not based on who I need for quotes, and so
I think there'll be a lot of Savage folks in here though.
So the question that I have with Savage, and again, free agency opens, the negotiating window opens on March 11th. So we're still a ways away from that start.
Everything starts on Monday. Everything starts Monday.
But the NFL Scouting Combine, which, again, and maybe we'll talk about this on Monday, I still don't, and I'm eager to see how many other coaches do this, But Matt LaFleur and the coaching staff are not going. And this would mark the second straight year where there was no COVID aspect to them not going. I know that Kyle Shanahan doesn't go. I know that Sean McVay doesn't go. And apparently they don't feel the need to go anymore. I'm curious to see if that has expanded and if there are a lot more coaches that don't go, because the optics of it, again, I am always going to be supportive of you getting to spend more time with your family. That's great. And if he's able to do that because they're not going to the combine, awesome. But the optics of it make me feel like it's hard not to look at it and go, I assume he doesn't go because they don't really care about his opinion in the draft process. That may be unfair, but that's how it feels. So, again, he is not going to be going, nor is his staff. And hopefully we get to talk to his staff before the combine commences, which has not happened yet either. But to your point, yes, that's where all the conversations happen, right? That's where Russ Ball is going to be working all the agents. The agents are going to be talking to him. The Savage question is a great one, because now that they have a new defensive coordinator and a new scheme, would he have a new role in it, and do they have more interest in bringing him back? Because he was miserable is probably strong, but he definitely wasn't happy in Joe Barry's scheme. He felt miscast. Told me that on his way out the door after locker room cleanout. So, do you want him back?
Yeah. At the right price, I think if you look at what he was able to do at the end of the season, I know he had the drop pick.
Uh-huh.
Didn't he also have a pick six?
He did against the Cowboys, yeah.
So what I want my players to understand what you're doing. And when he was drafted in the first round, everybody's excitement was high because he runs like the wind. Speed, right? That was the whole thing. His speed. And then trying to figure out where he was. His tackling has been suspect at best. But you could say that about a couple other guys. And one of the things in doing a little research on Hafley and what is going to be expected from these guys, if you're going to start playing more man-to-man and you're going to be more aggressive, that puts a lot more pressure on you to have guys that can tackle. You play man-to-man and you got your safeties roaming around and being up on the line more, and this whole, Joe Barry doesn't give up big plays, but he gives up 8 yards on 3rd and 7. That stuff, okay, I get it. But you have guys that can't tackle or miss a bunch of tackles. That's how you get housed. Mm-hmm. And that's where you end up with big plays. So you better have willing tacklers. And plus, in the run game, there's going to be more opportunities for you to target guys with those toss cracks and some of the other stuff when they're not playing off 8-10 yards. So all of those things lead me to think that when Goody's evaluating and understanding what they're looking for, they're not going to skew far from their relative athletic score. That is a thing that they do big time, and it is working because, as we know, Goody should have been Executive of the Year, and he had one of the best draft classes we've ever seen for his first year. It was a fantastic draft class. Even Wilde, the anti-Goodite, would say that that's accurate. Fair?
I would say it was an outstanding draft class, yes. So far.
So when you factor all that in, is Darnell Savage going to be a much better tackler in a new system? I'd be skeptical. But I still think if it's at the right price point, I don't want to have to revamp an entire position. I don't think they want to go in, for as much as we love Simone Biles and everything else, I don't think they want Jonathan Owens as their starting safety next year. If he is a backup with a special teams part, yeah, I think that's doable. Probably the same thing with I think Rudy Ford's gone.
I agree.
I think your days of Rudy Ford in it are probably done. So that's going to be one new guy, and I think they'll try and bring, whether it's the young fella, number 36,
Anthony
Johnson. Johnson Jr. from Iowa State. They're going to bring in someone new, whether it's a free agent. If they go that route, which I don't think they're going to be a big spender in that, that's the spot. And I'd like to see Savage back at a really nice price point for the Packers. if you have to start getting into paying him as a top-end safety, I don't want any part of that.
Okay. Well, if somebody decides to pay him and they take him to the bank and it's not the Packers, it's not going to be Associated Bank. Maybe Darnell Savage enjoyed being here and he would come back. And maybe he won't find what he's got in his mind on what kind of salary he could get elsewhere. Maybe he ends up back in Green Bay and then he will be getting his checks or his direct deposits from Associated Bank because they are the official bank of the Packers, and you can have Packers checking from Associated Bank as a Packers fan. Just go to associatedbank.com/Packers to find out more. There you'll find out that you get 10% off at the Packers Pro Shop, both in-store and online. You get your nifty Packers Debit MasterCard, and you get the best customer service in the industry. So go to associatedbank.com/Packers to find out more. We'll continue this conversation next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Golfers, listen up. It's Gabe Neitzel from On the Tee, and we are heading to Scotland with our friends at Wisconsin Golf Trips. That's right, Scotland. You can join myself and Stephen Watson as we head overseas to play some of the best courses in the world. This package includes green fees, lodging, transportation, and more. But there are only a limited amount of spots available, so sign up now. For information on the trip and a link for paying, you can text GOLF right now to the ESPN Milwaukee Talk and Text line at 800-990-3776. That's GOLF to 800-990-3776.
Ever wonder how the best athletes find the power to jump higher, cut quicker, skate smoother, drive farther, and stick the landing? At Prevea Orthopedics in Green Bay, we know power starts with the hips. That's why Dr. Michael Ryan and our team of experts provide comprehensive and advanced expertise in hip care, unlike anywhere else. Come to Prevea Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, where we can preserve your hips so you can pursue your goals. Prevea Orthopedics, specializing in you.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Joe Fortenbaugh.
I look at some of these teams and I think, why not? The first one that comes to mind, the Raiders at 13. The Raiders have been irrelevant for so long. The only time you talk about them is when there's drama or scandal or a problem. You never talk about them in a winning context because they don't win. 21 seasons since their last playoff win. 21. It was the AFC Championship game over Tennessee with Rich Gannon at quarterback. I mean, I love Rich Gannon, University of Delaware. Rich Gannon was old back then. I mean, think about this.
They made the Cowboys look good.
21 seasons they make the Cowboys look good. Miami, it's been 23 seasons since a playoff win, the only team with a longer drought. Why would you not give it all up to go get this kid and reboot the franchise?
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Make a stop at the Harley-Davidson Museum before heading out to the Mama Tried Motorcycle Show. They'll have food and drink specials from the motor bar and restaurant. Explore their newest exhibit, Mama Tried, bringing it together, and take a free shuttle to the rave for Saturday's show. The HD Factory Outlet Sale in Rumble includes fantastic deals on end of season and discontinued Harley-Davidson motor clothes and merchandise. Don't miss the fun pre-show gatherings. Thursday, February 22nd through Sunday, February 25th at the Harley-Davidson Museum.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Continuing our Packers discussion, which means we're done with our Badgers discussion. So maybe now's a good time for Tausch to tell us about what AmFam's got going on with the Badgers still, because we won't be revisiting the Connor Esigian debate the remainder of the program.
No, we won't, but American Family Insurance wants you and a friend to have that VIP experience at the Kohl Center during a basketball game this season. You and a friend. Pre-game sideline. No, not sideline. Just courtside passes. Tour of the facility. I got a feeling the sideline will be coming up soon. And tons of great merch to support your Badgers. Enter today at amfam.com/Badgers. No purchase is necessary. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
So we talked about how Aaron Jones will absolutely be back, which, again...
100%. I don't do the 100% bit much.
No,
Jason.
and frankly, neither do NFL general managers. And for Goody to say that the way he did was, I didn't fall out of my chair. But in that press conference, I was like, that guys never want to paint themselves into corners. And he painted himself into two of them. He painted himself. He said he'll absolutely be back.
The dancing movie. Baby painted herself.
Yeah, we can't. Well, somebody else put her in a corner. You can't do that. But he also said that he will not even consider trading Jair Alexander. No, wouldn't even consider it.
Yeah.
I just very rarely does a GM, and when you look at what he said about David Bakhtiari, then in comparison, you know that he is done so with the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I think the Jair piece of it I understand, because you have a monster cap hit. You have to be incredibly direct to make sure. I don't want Jair having any thoughts of leaving. I want him invested. We need him to be the guy moving forward. So I understood that. I'm not as sold on that. I would not say 100% on Jair.
I'm just saying what he said, though, and that's what was so shocking. I understand,
and I'm telling you why he said that. The Aaron Jones was out of complete and utter honesty. I know Goody has to manipulate things and hurt some beat writers, best friends reporter. He has to hurt feelings sometimes by not quite giving you all the scoopage that you want. Because if you want to call it lying, sure. But in the case with Jair, I think it's more of, I'm going to set a tone. This is the road we want to go down. Is it possible that things don't go right and Jair's unhappy and he wants to go somewhere else and he wants to go back to Charlotte?
Sure.
And he wants to do the coin toss and be a captain. All those things are possible, but it's going to be a long road, I think, if that's the road Jair wants to go down. It's not going to be smooth. Aaron Jones, there is a ton of backs that are in the market. Aaron Jones' value, as I said last year when people were saying they're going to cut him and do this, his value is highest here. He is a great teammate. The Micah Parsons podcast that I listened to extensively on my flight.
Yeah, this is a good.
Aaron Jones and the way he was blocking Micah Parsons and the way he built Jordan Love up, and you hear everybody talk about how great of a teammate he is. He's a great dude. He's a guy you want in that foxhole with you. He's a great player still. He has not shown. Now, can he do it for 17 weeks? I wouldn't count on that.
Nope.
But if you can get him where he's this fresh at the end of a year again and show him that explosiveness, he's not going to make more money anywhere else. The Green Bay Packers, it's a perfect fit. He ain't going anywhere, and the way he finished the season only reiterates that point. I feel that confident in saying he will be back in Green Bay, and I'm guessing this will be a career-ending deal where unless he gets injured, he will be signed, and I would think it'll be it'll be something where there's 2 years of guaranteed money that he'll be here for the next 2, and then after that it will be a year-to-year process as they draft another young buck to learn and take over for Aaron Jones. And by the way, take a little bit of that workload off of him so that he can still be fresh. They're in a great spot at the running back position, I do believe.
So let me preface this by saying I agree with everything you said, but I want to devil's
100%. You doing 100% too?
Yes. So I think what they will do contractually, he's scheduled to make $17 million this season. What I think they will do contractually is give him that money in a guaranteed form, extend him, maybe make it a 3-year overall deal.
Yep.
And then by the third year, if he's kind of fallen off, then you can say deuces 33, and off he goes. Now, let me devil's advocate you for a second, and then we'll get to Homer coming up next. You said, are you going to have him for 17 games? I don't think so. The last time we talked about a player, and we said that same phrase, it was about David Bakhtiari. And we were, hey, he's a great player. 5-time All-Pro. One of the best left tackles in the league. So, hey, if I only have him for 12, 13 games, it's still better than not having him. And the Packers guaranteed him $15 million last offseason, locking him in to return. And they got one game from him.
You have to look at this, though. They had a monster cap hit already. Now, they gave another 15. It would have been very punitive had they not done that. It's still going to be punitive. And by the way, if you would recall, I like David Bakhtiari. We have to stop doing this because it's annoying me.
Because now you're doing it. Wait a minute. It's annoying you now. But you're doing it.
You say it about everybody. Oh, I like this guy. Well, you don't even know Connor Essegian. How the hell do you know you like him? You don't have any idea. But
I didn't say I liked.
For the most part,
I don't.
Outside of Bill Schrader, you like everybody.
That's not true. I don't like Devondre Campbell.
When it comes to D-Bach, I know D-Bach. I like D-Bach. I think he's been a hell of a player for the Green Bay Packers. I told you last year you shouldn't bring him back.
You're right. You did.
The knee and everything else. If he is able to stay healthy, I think at this point you just can't count on that. You couldn't count on it last year.
Correct.
It was a battle, and it obviously took a toll on everybody involved. So that is to try and make that comp is ludicrous, Jason. To try and compare Aaron Jones' deal to David, it's not even in the same stratosphere, and I'm insulted. Not big time insulted. A mild insult. A mild.
No hyperbole here. The ancient Tausch stands for hyperbole.
That you would even comp those two as David was coming back from major surgeries left and right. Aaron Jones has a hammy. Like, come on,
and had a knee. And he's at an age where running backs start to have more and more injury issues. All I'm saying is you use the same phrase about, well, are you going to get 17 games out of him? Probably not. That's what you said about Bakhtiari, too. That's all. That was the only comp.
I never comp those two in a million years because it's an absurd.
You're being intentionally obtuse right now.
No,
because you just wanted to be able to tell me I'm an idiot.
Jason, I'm not telling you an idiot. I'm saying it's an absurd.
You said it was offensive.
No, I said mildly. Mildly.
Not after you said it was offensive. Then you said mildly.
Run the Jesse.
You very clearly said mildly. Yeah, indisputable evidence.
Yeah.
Mildly.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, it's mildly offensive that you always tell me that I should go to Fortrea for one of those big boned studies that they've got going on.
Well, I know you're always looking for a little extra spending cash, and maybe you could put your dogs in a boarding house and go spend your trip with your family in Florida if you had that extra Fortrea cash that they're ready to hand out with studies. Healthy adults ages 18 to 60, BMI 18 to 32. Study involves 2 stays, 15 nights, 13,820 bones for your time and participation. Another study, healthy males and females, ages 18 to 55. Females must be of non-childbearing potential at BMI 18.5 to 32. 1 stay, 9 nights, $4,055 in your pocket. Go to FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's Fortrea, Fortrea, clinicaltrials.com. I didn't, Fortrea, clinicaltrials.com. That was not timed out well.
I don't know what you were doing. I don't know who you were trying to be.
I kind of liked it.
Yeah, well, that makes one of us.
You have to finish with 2 letters. You can't do that and finish with a single A. That's bad. That's a bad read by Old Team.
Uncle Homer joins us next. Speaking of hyperbole, it's Wilde Tausch.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcasts for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my favorite go-to drink. That's Carbless. Carbless is a ready-to-drink, handcrafted vodka and tequila cocktail. Even better, it's 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. And listen to this, less carbonation. This leads to less bloat. I can indulge in something delicious without having that health guilt. Carbless is crafted right here in Wisconsin. It has a flavor for everyone, from black raspberry to cranberry, pineapple and lemon, and my favorite, margarita. Find Carbless online and at a retailer near you. Less is more.
Hear that? The relaxing sound of ambient music in a yoga class. And if you were here, you'd listen to 15 people taking a deep breath in sync. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. So if you ride, get a quote today and see if you could save with Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. And find inner peace with a different pose called Palms on Handlebars. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Kick off your St. Patrick's Day celebration early with the 15th Annual Shamrock Shuffle happening on Saturday, March 2nd. A day filled with fun, green beer, music, and fundraising for great causes, benefiting the Special Olympics and other local charities. This year, we're taking the shuffle to new heights as we explore 4 vibrant areas of Milwaukee: Water Street, MLK Drive, Brady Street, and Walker's Point. Let's shuffle for a cause. Grab your tickets at shamrockshufflewi.com. See you at the 15th Annual Shamrock Shuffle.
Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Your bathroom is boring and basic too. It seems like there's nothing you can do. A better bath awaits. You'll feel brand new, relaxing in a world of peace at the Bath Authority.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. Right now, schedule your free in-home estimate and get $1,000 off a new shower or bath, plus 36 months of interest-free financing. Restrictions apply. A better bath awaits.
You're our priority at the Bath Authority.
Hey,
Hey, remember when we were having conversations without words like inflation, recession? Yeah, I miss those days too. So at Quick Trip, we're feeling a bit nostalgic. So we've lowered the prices on all our take-home meals. Every day, not on second Tuesdays or every Good Friday. Every day, make your next meal a trip down savings lane with chicken, bacon, mac and cheese, just $4.99. Or spaghetti and meatballs, $5.99. Quick Trip. We got mealtime savings nostalgia covered.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. Visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the Earth needs a good lawyer.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. You're making love or starting the schoolyard fight. Make sure
you know what that music means. Duke Tomato and his All-Star Frogs tell us that it's time to talk to Uncle Homer. You hear him every weekday on the Homer Hour from 5 to 6 on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. I join him twice a week. I miss talking to him 5 times a week. I really do. But that's why we'll start the Go to the Falcon podcast. I do.
You miss
Did it for a really long time. Really long time. And so it's a little different nowadays. You also hear him on the Marquette Men's Basketball Radio Network tonight. Number 7 Marquette playing host to DePaul, where some of us in our little group chat of beat writers think Sundance Wicks will be coaching next year, the UWGB head coach who's turned around that program. They face each other at Fiserv Forum tonight. And, of course, while Tausch ventured into the biblical earlier in the week, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, Job, the bracket that we were going to put together of Old Testament characters, that's really the purview of Homer and Pip and God Talk, My Faith, on YouTube. Homer, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. I am not an Old Testament scholar. I do not give the Old Testament. I like making reference to Old Testament as like players like Don Hudson, but I don't know anything much about the Old Testament.
Well, you're more about the good news of the New Testament? Is that fair?
No, I mean, Jesus is the man. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, he'd be the 1 seed. Jesus, we've established he'd be a prohibited.
Yes.
He'd be. Well, I thought UConn until what we saw last night with UConn getting smoked.
Whoa.
Homer, I got to ask you. You heard the Rick Pitino commentary the other night, right? Have you ever heard a coach do that before?
I always wonder about Mike Dean, but very seldom, if ever. But I think there was purpose to it. I think he'd given up and thought, I got nothing to lose because they're playing like garbage, so I'll just do this, and maybe this will embarrass them. Or I think he knew exactly what he was doing. He knew that it was crazy. He knew that it doesn't make sense, but he figured there was nothing to lose because they've continued to play at a level that makes no sense. It's I don't know how you could be so good in the first half and so bad in the second half in so many games. So I think he said, "What the heck? Got nothing to lose." So
it's one way to go. He does seem miserable, that's for sure. Speaking of miserable, I watched Marquette UConn. How do you see them bouncing back?
This would be one of the worst losses ever. If they lost, this DePaul team is horrible. I think UConn beat them by 50. By the way, when people ask me about the game at UConn, I say the Titanic did better. But hopefully they laugh. I
stayed afloat longer.
Stats, and you didn't know it. Like after they lose to Creighton, which shocked me, then it says that UConn had not won a road game against a ranked team since 2014. I said, if some guy knew that before the game, he's probably up $100,000. They were so good, and yet last night Creighton made all their shots, and UConn looked a little like they did against Marquette last year. Just like they didn't. They were so good, and clearly being at home is a factor. Has to be. They didn't just lose to Creighton; they lost by 20. 19, 18, whatever. Just like Marquette didn't just lose at UConn; they lost by 100.
Homer,
I'm not worried at all.
Okay, so you're not worried. You're not worried about Marquette.
No.
Are you worried about the Bucks? And Jesse, we didn't get to this before Homer joined us, but I kind of want to play this clip because when Tausch sent this to us in our group chat, and when I heard it, I got to be honest. I'm wondering. Doc Rivers might have been wondering what the Bucks were doing. Now I'm wondering what Doc Rivers is doing. Here is Doc Rivers on Sirius X. I'm sorry, Jesse. What?
I don't have it ready. We got to wait a minute. Sorry.
I heard it. I'm not at all surprised. I'm amazed that people are making as big a deal out of it as they are.
Why?
Because he's just being really honest, and he's now at a point in his career, he's kind of like an old person. I don't care what you think. Here's the
so
truth.
it's kind of like you.
Why did he take the job? Homer, okay, so we don't have the audio.
Okay, why did he take the job?
Wait. We got the audio now. So for everyone who doesn't know what we're talking about. Yeah, Jesse, lickety split. All over it.
Wow,
like it was supposed to be in the segment before this, so how could I have possibly not known that he wouldn't have it ready? Here it is.
Personally, I'll be honest, I told our owners when they called, I said, I think I don't understand why you're doing this, and they said, one of the things they said was, well, it doesn't matter. We've done it now, and we want you. And so that was a tough one. That's where you had the hesitation.
That's where you have the hesitation.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Translate that
for us. They offered him 4 years for $40 million. Now I don't have so much hesitation. Everybody has a price. Even if it fails this year, it's not the end of the deal. If it would have been just the rest of the year, he would have said, no, now maybe we'll get part of it figured out, but I got a couple years left. I mean, I got a few years to figure it out with Giannis and Damian Lillard, so let's roll. But that's all. Yeah, they gave him enough time. They gave him enough money. Next. But you wonder
that's all great
that reacts the way they did. Do I want to work for them? And then, go ahead.
No, that's all great from his perspective.
Yeah.
But if you're a Bucks fan,
that was what I was getting
at. You're hearing that.
Yeah.
How are you optimistic about that?
Well, I mean, you never do anything based on what
the answer is. You're not. You just answered it by not answering it.
Well, no, I'm saying if you're Doc Rivers, I don't care how the fans take it. I care how I take it and whether I think we can win a championship. Fans are crazy. Why am I going to worry about what the fans think? They don't understand the whole dynamics of what am I going to say? They don't understand the relationship that you have with owners or the relationship we have with players. Fine, fans aren't positive. So what? I'm Doc Rivers. I know only one thing matters, and how they feel now don't matter diddly. All that matters, this is all preseason, all that matters is the postseason, and I got to find a way to get this team together and get somebody to be a star of this team and make the other players play hard every night and get to the playoffs. And I would say the season's a success if you can just make the NBA Finals. Everything now
Homer,
is just fiddling and diddling. What?
Yeah, Homer, do you like it when you have guests that are super reluctant, don't want to do it, but you force them to do it and pay them? That's kind of the vibe I get is he didn't really want to do this. He was pretty content doing his ESPN gig.
But why didn't he want to do it? To answer the question, why didn't he want to do it? That's very important.
Well, I don't know that answer, but I can think
I can give you the
media
answer. He didn't want people to think he had to figure this out immediately. All right, you get a year, whatever. I got 4 years. We believe you can win a title. Now I got some time. Next.
I'm just there's being honest, and then there's saying things that make you think, well, what the heck? Why did you, outside of doing something for $40 million, what is the other goal here?
Well, again, then anybody who says that doesn't know Doc Rivers, that hasn't studied Doc Rivers,
I don't.
He's not like that. All right, so then you
do you know Doc?
Research, you'll find. Yes, I do know. I follow Doc. He's a very
okay. What is Doc all about?
Doc's about
what's
winning.
He about?
And he's about winning and being professional and doing it.
Has he been a great NBA coach up to this point?
Very controversial. He's in the club. He has a ring. That puts you at a certain level. Mm-hmm. He's also had more 3-1 leads or whatever that he's blown. That
Homer.
Could be because the team he
Homer,
had.
Quick question for you. You didn't answer. You didn't answer.
What didn't I answer?
Has he been a great NBA coach?
No.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
But who says you have to hire a great NBA coach? When
you're trying to win a great NBA championship and you're going to fire everybody and pay him $40 million, you probably want him to be great.
You know, they're no great. Okay, you can hire anybody in the world. Who's a great coach? Just so I know.
Pat Riley.
That you have for great.
I want Pat Riley. Pat Riley is who I want.
Pat Riley's an old man. He ain't winning jack. Oh, you got to get out of the Old Testament. Come on.
Pitino.
Pat Riley? What?
Rick Pitino.
Pitino wants out.
Pitino was a horrible NBA
That's good.
coach.
Eric Spoelstra.
Yes, Eric Spoelstra. I would also pick Nick Nurse. I would rather have Nick Nurse than Doc Rivers, but
Could have had Nick Nurse.
That's the story, and the story is that Giannis didn't want it, that the GM did. I can't confirm that, but that's what I believe.
Steve, a quick question for you because
Mark.
As Glenn Doc Rivers was just saying, he didn't understand why they relieved old boy of his job.
He's showing some respect for the guy who got fired.
Steve, Mark,
He's a
and
pro.
Glenn.
Are you skeptical when the Bucks ownership group does this? Does it make you skeptical that they know what the hell they're doing, or do you like the fact that they're assertive and saying this ain't working? Which side of that ledger do you fall on?
Well, because we're not talking about leadership, we're talking about one man, Edens. Eden's crazy man. Eden's George Steinbrenner. He wanted to fire Bud before they won, and he thinks Bud was lucky to win a championship. I can't confirm or deny that, but that's what I believe. And so he's in charge. He's crazy man. And that's why they fired the coach. As bad as you might have thought the coach was, whatever the players thought or whatever the reality was, you give the guy a year. They were, 30-13? But no, you got crazy man as a coach. I believe he was embarrassed by the coach with his rich friends, and that's why they made the move the way they did. And, no, I can neither confirm nor deny that, and everybody will say I'm irrational, which, by the way, you are. I just want to vote on that.
I'm not irrational. Totally. I might be irrational.
Totally.
I'm not in your league. Hey,
well,
I'm not
fine.
in your league.
Fine.
Okay.
I'm great irrational.
Right.
You said it was a mild insult. I thought one of the greats. That's like kind of pregnant and a small murder. I want to put that in the same league.
Small murder.
Oh, my God.
Mild insult. Oh, baby, that's good. Sorry,
all right. Mark, Steve, and Glenn walk into a bar. Three people who are never called those things. I want to ask you a few Packers questions. Can you stick around, or do you have
more? Doc Rivers is way more professional. Everything he did, he said that to show respect for the guy who got fired.
Yeah,
how he rolled.
I like Doc Rivers. More with Uncle Homer. After Tausch tells us, without Homer telling you that they give you free money, because I don't think you're allowed to actually say that. After Tausch tells us about Prize Picks and all the success he's had with the projections.
Yeah, and we got this second half, even though it's not really the second half of the NBA
15
season.
games left, I hear.
27. I was wrong. 27 games left. You get my guy Joker. Him and Doncic have been great for old T on Prize Picks, but I think Jesse, correct me if I'm wrong, one game he needs of 30 points.
That's all he needs.
Basically a free, it's not a free, but it's an entry that you feel really good about. And Prize Picks has it all. Daily fantasy sports app. It is the most popular out there. There's 7 million fans. I'm one of them. Sign on up right now if you join. Prize Picks will match your first deposit of up to $100. Just download the app. Use the promo code WI. Again, that's code WI on Prize Picks, the app or the website, prizepicks.com, for a first deposit match of $100. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
More with Uncle Homer next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. Even when you think you know what's going on,
the Chefs are 7, and they cannot win a Super Bowl.
You can never be too sure.
Until Taylor Swift, on her birthday, says no to Kelsey with an engagement ring.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Does he have to ask her before getting the ring? Or no? can he just give her the ring?
Mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
What do you get when you combine 300 competitors racing on a Dr. Pepper syrup-soaked racetrack?
Wait. Did you say a Dr. Pepper-soaked racetrack?
It's Flat Out Friday. Indoor flat track motorcycle races.
Friday, February 23rd.
Enjoy classes from amateur to pro, mini bikes to baggers, and vintage to modern. An adrenaline-filled night of thrills and spills that's fun for the whole family. Flat Out Friday. Indoor flat track motorcycle races. Hart Circus, Hart Rock Show.
Friday, February 23rd.
Get tickets at fiservforum.com.
Cousins Subs is teaming up with Feeding America Eastern Wisconsin and Bobby Portis from January 15th to February 29th in support of their PB&J Challenge campaign. Throughout the campaign, Cousins will donate 50 cents for every kids' meal sold to support the challenge. But there's more. Kids will receive a Bobby Portis headband with each kids' meal purchase. And Cousins will be offering a limited time only PB&J kids meal during the campaign. Cousins Subs. We believe in better. Headbands available while supplies last.
Are you tired of looking at a dirty, dusty, and cracked garage and looking for a fresh new look? Hi, this is ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta, and I'm here to tell you about Floor Shield by Showtime Floors. Using a state-of-the-art coating 4 times stronger than traditional epoxy, it's tough enough to be used in military bases and airports. Floor Shield is certified as an anti-slip floor and also eco-friendly, all while being UV stable, and my favorite part, easy to clean. This makes it perfect for outdoor spaces, just like your patio. Check it out at ShowtimeFloors.com and work with a specialist to transform your space in as little as one day.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service. It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey, riding with you every mile since 1977.
Check out our brand new Hyundai dealership, one of the largest in the Midwest.
Step inside of our state-of-the-art showroom where you can view our new Hyundai models and some of our finest certified pre-owned.
We've also expanded our service center, staffed by our factory-certified technicians.
And right next door, we've started construction on our all-new Genesis of Waukesha dealership.
But we're not just building walls, we're building careers.
So if you're looking for a career with great benefits and opportunity for growth, Boucher is the place for you.
At Boucher, we ride with you every mile.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Dr. Daniel Hollab is with me. OAW offers a robotic partial knee replacement. What is that, and who would be a candidate?
We see a lot of the weekend warrior, maybe people that have played sports their whole life or had a knee injury somewhere along the line that now has led to a very isolated patch of arthritis in a portion of their knee, which traditionally may have been treated with a full knee replacement. Nowadays, we have very accurate computer-assisted robotic technology that allows us to target that small patch of arthritis and do a very limited replacement. This procedure tends to be minimally invasive. It's an outpatient procedure. It tends to need a little bit less of a recovery period, and it leaves you with most of your own knee. Just we've replaced the arthritic portions of your knee. You're able to lead a more active lifestyle after this type of a procedure.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. Whatever you do, make sure you do it right.
Continuing with Uncle Homer.
You making love.
You can hear him tonight on the call from Fiserv Forum as Marquette takes on DePaul. Dallas Comegys still there. Mark Aguirre. What are the other greats? Tyrone Corbin.
The Green Bay coach being the next guy. They also the coach of Chicago State has to be considered.
Yeah.
Game after Northwestern beat number 1 ranked Purdue, Chicago State defeated Northwestern. Chicago State, I checked, used to lose inter-squad games.
Yeah, they're terrible.
just historically. And if that guy can do that one game, if I was the president at Chicago State, he would have a lifetime contract. But anyway.
Yeah, but he can leave.
I want you to know Shaq may listen to my show or tweets because he's the one who said they got to toughen, or whatever he said about the Bucks. Like, the responsibility of a team playing hard every night is not on the coach. It's on the best player who sets the standard for the team. That's what Shaq said, and that's why the Lakers got rid of Shaq and kept Kobe. Shaq didn't do that, and Kobe did.
I could talk college basketball and Shaq listening to your show all day, but we only have a few minutes left. And I'm curious, Tausch and I were talking about the Packers free agent group. And I don't know, I'm sure there have been other instances of this, but I'm not sure I remember a recent group of impending unrestricted free agents that didn't at least include one player that I thought, God, they really need to re-sign him. They don't have anybody that really fits under that category. Keyshawn Nixon? No. I mean, you'd like to have him back. Tausch, I don't know. You seem to be a Darnell Savage guy.
Why is he not high enough to want him back?
Right, but I want him back too. I don't think he's like a must-sign, you can't lose him guy. And I don't know how often it is that you have an 11-player group of unrestricted free agents, and none of them are guys that you say, God, they got to get him. The one thing they got to do is re-sign blank. And I don't think they have anybody that fits that category.
I'll go with that. I mean, but you're right. I mean, it's like whatever the price is, but he's not that good. But I would think that, would I overpay a little bit to bring him back? Yep.
Yeah, that's, Jason, because what the Packers do, they're going to go get their guys. Rashawn Gary, they sign him. That's what you always buyer beware. Bring your own bewareness when you're going to go and do this in the free agency game. And I think at this point, it would be Keyshawn Nixon because I think he did a pretty good job as a slot DB, and I think, obviously, his return capabilities changed the complexion at least 2 seasons ago with what you could do with the kick return game and maybe even the punt return game. But this is a case where when you have all these young players that you want to give more time to and you release a lot of veterans to do that, you let these guys grow, and if they're growing the way you want, it's a lot easier to say goodbye to some of these 4th and 5th year guys because you're going to have to pay these guys when their time comes.
Well, and look, the guy that is a good example of this that maybe in previous years you would have said, well, they got to keep him. He's been a starter. He started a ton of games, is John Ryan or John Runyon. It'll be good when John Runyon is gone so that I could just say Sean Ryan. But if John Runyon shares snaps with Sean Ryan for the second half of the season, the handwriting is on the wall. So he would have been a guy where you said, hey, he's a good player, he's a decent guard, you could pay him average cost for an offensive guard in the league, and you keep him. And the way that he finished the season sharing time with Sean Ryan tells you that they already have their replacement on the roster that they drafted in the 3rd round 2 years ago.
So one of the reasons, few of those, is because Goody's drafted better. So that's probably one of the major reasons why most of them could be gone or more than normal. I'm more fascinated by if there's any thought of any free agents acquisition because, again, everybody should assume no. And then if it happens, be surprised. But that would kind of tell me where Goody thinks the team is. Like, if he thinks the team can be really good, wouldn't he be more apt to add some free agents at whatever price more than normal? Because normal is generally none.
And the one position where you think he might spend, which is what Tausch has said, right, because you want Budda Baker, is safety, where you have 3 guys who are all unrestricted free agents. And potentially you don't want any of them back. You'd rather sign someone else's free agent. So it just feels like, and I know we'll talk more about this as March 11th approaches, it just feels like a weird year in free agency. And maybe you're right, Homer. Maybe it's that he's drafted better, and so they don't have but on the flip side, a lot of the guys that you're not keeping are guys that he did draft, so I'm not sure that that's necessarily fully true either.
Well, no, but that was the key to his drafting has been the last couple of years. Those people are from earlier than that. We do agree he's upgraded significantly over the last couple drafts, right?
Well, he certainly picked very well at wide receiver and tight end, it appears.
Right. And I do ask to have a favor of you guys. Can you get Bill Simmons on? I think Bill Simmons is the national expert on Doc Rivers from Doc Rivers' time. And Simmons won't be nice to him just to be nice. And I think he understands him best. Was with the team when he was with the Celtics who had talent. And I don't think our show's important enough to get him, but I think you guys can pull it off. He would be the one person on the planet Earth that
I'd like that. Jesse, go ahead and book him. That'd be great.
Homer, thanks for telling us that we should get someone on. We appreciate that. Jesse is very excited now to try and book Bill Simmons.
Yours, I'd have him on, but I want to hear him, whether it's yours or mine.
I do want some more Doc Rivers. We saw what J.J. Redick had to say.
Yeah, the other
great.
thing, J.J. Redick I really like, too. What I'm mad about is when he brought that up, why someone didn't say, J.J., you played for the guy. What's he like? Explain how he's had so many playoffs where they've been ahead. I mean, and J.J. Redick, he's tough, too, crazy a little bit, but I wish they would have followed up on that. But what he said about J.J. is, what J.J. said, like, Doc, be responsible. That doesn't tell me anything about what you know about coach, winning, etc.
I know the guy that's known for his follow-ups. That's Jason J. Wilde.
So what you're saying is we should get J.J. Redick on the show too. Then, Jesse, you got a lot of work to do.
You got
Homer,
a 3-hour show. You got time. Bye.
We do. Bye. That is Steve the Homer True, the voice of Marquette men's basketball. You can hear him tonight on the call of Marquette DePaul, and of course you can also hear him on the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. What you can also hear now is Bucks Plus. It is underway, our joint venture between Good Karma Brands and the Milwaukee Bucks, and it is available already for all kinds of great aspects to Bucks Plus, including, we talked to Jen Latta about this yesterday, Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. You can listen to parts 1, 2, and 3, and now part 4 will be available tomorrow. You can also listen in to Thanasis Antetokounmpo's podcast, Thanalysis, which we love the title of that.
I love it. Love Thanalysis.
His episode that was released last Thursday was with Dame Lillard, so you want to certainly listen to that. Plus, we've got Bucks in 6, where if you miss a game, you can get caught up with our 6-minute recaps. Everything you need at Bucks Plus. Go to bucks.com/plus to subscribe and to get all the different great aspects of Bucks Plus. We'll kick off the 11 o'clock hour in 2 minutes. It's Wilde Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
The countdown to opening day is on. Get your tickets for an action-packed 2024 Brewers season now. That's any game you want, any way you want. All season, featuring brand new giveaways, brand new theme nights and community nights, can't miss ticket deals, and all the season's best Brewers action. Make sure you're here for every moment. Check out the complete schedule and grab your seats now at brewers.com/tickets.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Associated Bank. Here in Wisconsin, we love our sports year-round, right down to the Packers games and the Lambeau snow. If you want to show your love for the green and gold every day, you got it with Associated Bank's exclusive Packers checking account. A one-of-a-kind debit card, a 10% discount at the Packers Pro Shop, plus everything you'll score as an Associated Bank customer. Best of all, you'll get a banking partner based right here in the Midwest. Visit AssociatedBank.com/Packers to get started today. You've got this with Associated Bank. Member FDIC.
Get your game on at the Island Resort and Casino with first-round picks of your favorite slots and table games. Bring friends and watch your favorite team compete on big screens. Grab game day eats in T. McSee's Sports Bar or celebrate your team's victory in Horizon's Steakhouse. To book your game time at the Island Resort and Casino, call 800-682-6040 today.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
O'clock hour of Wilde Tausch. I would like to
show's distracted you, hasn't it?
I would like to publicly apologize to Mark on behalf of Glenn, Doc Rivers, Steve the Homer True. No, not on their behalf. On my own behalf. I have been so obsessed. This is my fault. It's not yours. Okay? I'm not blaming you. I am owning this. It's my fault. But I have spent every commercial break trying to figure out my love acronym.
What have you come up with?
Latest outstanding, because I want to get the theme of the great quarterbacks, right?
Sure.
And then example. Right? I was going to go example, so I'm trying to figure out the V, but the V is tough. You're limited on V. So I just would like to apologize, especially to those of you that sometimes listen, and then when I tweet out the link to the video, you switch to video. I have not tweeted that out. So I will do that now because I know Tausch doesn't like it when I say he's passive-aggressive. So this was kind of aggressive, wondering where my tweet was.
There was nothing passive about it.
Right, that's what I said.
Passive.
Yeah.
So that's V. So you have, what is it? You have the example, which is a good one. You feel pretty good about the first.
Latest outstanding example.
Ooh,
it's been a struggle,
and that's
tough. And again, if you follow us on Twitter, here comes the bump. Here comes the bump. As is it Little John? Here goes the boom. No, never mind. Anyway, you sent out a tweet which I'm sure increased engagement significantly. What was it?
Sure. In essence, because I don't know how to poll things, in essence, it was.
You just don't want
here are your 4 big unrestricted free agents that the Green Bay Packers have. You only get to pick one that is on the roster in the fall of 2024. Who you taking? And it's been Nixon. I haven't looked in a while, but my responses have been Nixon for most of it. Has not been much Savage, very little Runyon. And the odd part, because you mentioned earlier, A.J. Dillon has been down. He was at the Badger game last night. He has, from a personal standpoint, watching how he approaches things, whether it's with Feeding America or any of the charitable things and marketing, he's been great. He is a great Green Bay Packer. He's done everything you could ever want, Mr. Door County, and all the stuff that he's done. But I don't think a ton for just straight football-wise. I think most Packer fans are okay with him going to greener pastures somewhere else, which is, I understand it, because in today's NFL, you want to be a home run hitting, 3-down back. And I think one of the things with A.J., he's been better out of the backfield catching it than I thought he would be when they drafted him from BC. He has been a really nice player. I think he's done, I don't know if you'd say he's a second-round pick if he's reached the expectations. And it's another great example of if you're a good dude off the field and you're a good player, you're going to be treated better by your fan base if you feel like you've kind of embraced the whole thing. He has done that better than anybody. But I don't think Packer fans are going to say, we have to have A.J. Dillon back, because the responses I've gotten, but have not seen that being a big piece of the next chapter of whatever that running back room is going to look like.
So here's what I don't understand as I tweet out our video link for those of you that want to join us there. What I don't understand is that your tweet literally is a poll.
But it's not.
And all you have to do is there's this little icon. It's got like a circle and then a line and then another circle underneath it and then another line.
Are you being a Twitter splainer? You know how you got after me for being an acronym splainer?
I am.
Are you condescendingly Twitter splaining?
Not condescendingly. Here's my point. If you were an idiot, I would say, well, clearly he's an idiot. He can't put up a poll. But like you touch that, and you don't have to do the coding. Like it pops up the little spots where you can put in the poll question. It does it for you, and so you could have easily in this instant.
You just don't.
No, I do get you.
So close.
No. I
don't think.
But let me be clear.
No.
I do get you. You're doing it for the shtick. You know you could. I'm just exposing that you are being hard-headed and wanting to say, I am always
going to... No, the right word is incredulous.
I'm not sure it is. But
irrational?
Some might say.
Maybe a little irrational, sure.
Too bad there's not an I in Tausch, because we'd have I checked off the box of the acronym. The bottom line is, this was easily pollable, and I will take it and I'll poll it because I know you're doing this on purpose. It's part of your charm.
This is not like I don't think this, from a poll standpoint, I think Nixon wins this thing going away. I was curious on how Packer fans feel. That's why I love doing this show. We get a glimpse. I get to say what I think. I can say sometimes the fans are being irrational. I could also be taught, maybe I'm not thinking about this in the right way.
Sure.
And I think in an odd twist that because of the youth and the core of this team where it's at, I don't know who and what Brian Gutekunst is thinking in regards to what's that price point that you bring John Runyon back? Because then if you do, are you going to stunt the guy that maybe you think is better in Sean Ryan? Those are the things that are kind of really intriguing. But you don't want good football players walking out your door either.
Yeah,
because Sean Ryan has not proven to be a great NFL player yet. He's shown good glimpses. You know what you're getting with John Runyon.
You do.
Is that going to be what you want?
Apparently not.
Or then all of a sudden somebody gets hurt. Okay, now what? Now you have to plug and play somebody else. That's the beauty of roster building in this league.
That's a really good point, and I would expound on it if I hadn't been distracted by a 6.
You know what's so funny? 619's Boston. I believe that's Boston. You tell me the same. This is what makes me incredulous about you.
It's San Diego.
Close.
The beginning. The beginning of the show, you get after me because I start going down this rabbit hole of reading the acronyms on the air, and you say, you don't have to do that. I make a great, profound point, and you're smirking like a Cheshire cat because you can't stop doing what you told me not to do earlier in the show. That makes me incredulous.
I understand. Also, to your point, we went from 6 viewers on Twitter to 52 after I tweeted that out. LaFleur. Losing Aaron finally let employer undertake rebuild. That's
ridiculously
well done.
From all the way out in Boston, that is probably your winner.
From sea to shining sea, from Boston Harbor to the Pacific Ocean.
What is? You know what? Boston
617
then, right, Jesse? Is that why? Because I think I'm close on that.
You know, there is no such thing as close, right? Like if you dial a number and put in 619, you're getting San Diego.
I get it.
617 is Boston.
that
You're right.
component.
You're right about Boston. Yep.
And also, in fairness to me, that is such a great acronym that's why it distracted me. Had it been mediocre, I would have pushed right through it. But it was really good.
So, Jason, do you think that Brian Gutekunst and, well, it doesn't matter what Joe Barry thinks now, you think that Keyshawn Nixon did a really good job as a slot corner?
No, I think he was okay. I don't think he was bad. I think it was okay.
Great pick versus Mahomes.
Sure, and I think I saw you share this with us in your many texts, which I appreciate. That there are other teams that play that slot guy as one of their primary players. I mean, there's guys that are going to the Pro Bowl or to All-Pro status who primarily play inside. They're guys that start out outside in the base and then move inside. And I always wondered why they didn't do that with Jair.
Put him inside.
Yeah, in their sub packages.
I think you have to start looking at, and Goody said this when, the whole debate of
2 down line.
Wilde doesn't know 4 down line, 2 down line, 3 down line. Goody has said it, and he knows it. In today's NFL, you better have 4 pass rushers, and you better have cover guys. You better have a hell of a nickel slot. That's where the New England Patriots lived.
Yep.
As far as when they needed a 3rd down, all right, let's run an option route on a slot. That's what we're going to do, and it is a hard position. If you get a dog that can handle that spot, your defense is exponentially going to be that much better.
So do you think they can do better than Keyshawn Nixon in that role?
That's the question I have, because I think kick returner-wise, I think we're all – did he make some questionable decisions and thinking that he's dynamite out of the – from the 9 yards deep in the end zone? But even when he did, typically he got back to at least the 25. Now,
or
sometimes
close,
he would,
yeah.
But for the most part, I like him as a kick returner.
I agree.
I do wonder if the Packers think, you know what, we're going new. We need to be better in that area of the field, and that is probably why they haven't done a new deal with Keyshawn yet. That doesn't mean they won't, but that's the question. And you'll find out, the beautiful part about the NFL is you find out relatively quickly how they value you and what they value on your football team. Mm-hmm. And typically March is the time that they'll tell you that. And we'll find out how they view Keyshawn Nixon probably by a little after St. Paddy's Day.
Let's play some trivia, shall we? Oh, verified excellence. That was good. That was a good one. Scroll that back from WikiWits on Twitter. Love, latest of verified excellence. That's not. I think we can do better, but it's a step in the right direction.
I'm going to regret saying this because I know you're a stickler for wanting people to put their names up. I kind of want you to just do, unless it's Milwaukee, Madison, I kind of want you to put that area code up so we can guess where you're from.
Oh, my God.
I think that could be a fun game.
So now.
I enjoy that.
So now,
I enjoy
Jesse,
the 617.
if you'd be kind enough.
Oh, boy.
So instead of Jesse in Muskego, do Jesse in 414. Obviously, it would have to be
I don't want that because
I'm just and I think Muskego might be 262. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But my point is that I was just using him as an example. If Jesse lived in Fargo, you wouldn't put Jesse in Fargo. You would put Jesse in whatever Fargo, North Dakota's area code is.
So I have Jana in Pittsburgh saved in our system now. But
now you need to change it.
Do you want me to do the area code every time? Because she texts a lot. Do you want me to do it every time? Be like, who's the area code? Oh,
no.
I
think once it's established, because now I know the great acronym
412,
person,
by the way.
The great acronymer, who that will be their new moniker,
the big acronymer,
is a San Diegoan. The great acronymer is a San Diego.
The great acronymer in 619. He will henceforth be known, he or she. All right, we need to play trivia. I feel some disappointment today.
Hey, have we ever gotten the exact story on Jana? Like, what's going on with Jana? Did we ever get the full-fledged deal, Jesse, from Jana?
Jana in the 412. Tausch would like to know what the situation is with you and Colby. Who was the guy?
Colby.
I think it was Colby, like the cheese. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I thought. If we'd like to know the living arrangement in Pittsburgh, is that what we're saying?
We want to understand that concept, and then Jesse, what have we heard? What have we heard from you potentially going to old girl's wedding? Is that
Sarah and
any
Alec?
updates?
I have not reached out.
You have a lot of useless information in that head.
Pot, this is Kettle. You're black.
I have not reached out to our friends from your Bucks game adventure to go see if we were going to go to their wedding or not.
She looks very happy, though.
Yeah.
Boy,
she did. I mean, she did just get engaged like minutes before.
That'd be a hell of a wedding. I think Jesse will have a good time at that wedding.
Maybe you could be like A.J. Hawk and be the officiant. Didn't he go to school to become did he take like a mail order course to be able to conduct weddings?
I know Jesse's looking to get more and more work. I think we, get him in this LePay program where he can do the interviewing of the maid of honor. This could be the starting point of this new business.
Do you want him to do that before or after he books Bill Simmons and J.J. Redick for the show?
And bowls my arm off.
Striving for that 300. All right. I was about to say I'm disappointed because today is Wisconsin Geography Wednesday, but because we played the first 2 days of the week, we only get one round of it, which is kind of disappointing.
It's a bummer.
So one round of Wisconsin Geography Wednesday trivia. Caller 14, 844-770-3776. Caller 14, 844-770-3776. You will play trivia next. I will tell you before that about Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. You've heard David say it so many times, but that's really how it works. If you need representation because you've been seriously injured in an accident, one call is all it takes. That's all. 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666. That gets you started in the process, and no fees until you win. Gruber Law Offices. Check them out online at gruber-law.com. Trivia is next. It's Wilde Tausch.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcast for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you. He's the most interesting man in sports radio.
Well, should I have a chip on my shoulder that I'm not making as much money as Skip Bayless?
In his mind, anyway. The Homer Hour with special guests every day from 5 to 6.
Homer, all the Packers and Jordan Love have to do this year is play like Aaron Rodgers and the Packers played last year.
The Homer Hour with Homer. Weekdays from 5 to 6. Right here on 94.5 ESPN and streaming live on YouTube.
Hey, Wayne, shopping for a new door? Do you need something more dependable?
Yes, something that's durable, dent-resistant, knows how to take a hit, and is going to last for years.
We're still talking about the door, right?
Oh yeah, right, of course.
Wayne Larrabee and Jeff Levering shopping together at Pella? What next? How about 0% interest for up to 60 months when you place your order by February 23rd at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 2/23/2024.
Now on tap at the Delafield Brewhouse, Hopped Up and Hazy, a New England-style IPA with bright grapefruit and citrus aromas. Stop in for a Hopped Up and Hazy and amazing food at the Delafield Brewhouse. Drink ale, live lager. The Delafield Brewhouse.
The Greater Milwaukee Golf Show presented by Old Fashioned Golf returns Friday, March 1st through Sunday, March 3rd at a new location in Franklin at Mosh Performance Center and Lux Golf Bays. Save $5 on advance tickets at RoyalGolfShows.com. The first 1,000 people each day get a free sleeve of golf balls. Experience what Lux Golf has to offer in their new free hitting bays. It's the Greater Milwaukee Golf Show March 1st through the 3rd at Mosh and Lux Golf Bays in Franklin with free parking. Visit RoyleGolfShows.com.
Your nose is for breathing. Your mouth is for eating. And if you're breathing through your mouth, it's not because your body wants to. It's because it has to, because your nose isn't working properly. And although you've lived like this, it's no way to live, and it's having a significant impact on your life. I know you know this, and I know that taking action isn't always convenient. But at Advent, we've done all we can to make changing your life for the better as easy as possible. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. With tens of thousands of our patients, a thorough breathing triangle evaluation, along with a simple 20-minute in-office procedure called balloon sinuplasty, has opened their nasal passages, allowing them to breathe freely through their nose for good. And there's a good chance this procedure can do the same for you. We'll help you breathe through your nose again, and it will change your life.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Tune in to Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Behind the Bucks peels back the curtain to give fans unique access and deep storytelling unlike ever before. Subscribe and download right now to get a companion podcast to the new Amazon documentary, Giannis, A Marvelous Journey. Hear about the making of the dog and learn about how Milwaukee became home for the Adetokounmpo family. Find Behind the Bucks at bucks.com/plus or wherever you get your podcasts.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. Thinking about updating your bath or shower? Well, turn to Kohler Services for end-to-end bath and shower remodeling. Family-owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. This month only, get a free toilet with your Lugstone shower purchase, and you pay nothing until 2025. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. Again, that's KohlerServicesWI.com.
If you see something, why do you say something?
I see safe for my friends.
For my community.
For everyone here. We all have something worth protecting, a why that unifies us. Report suspicious activity to local authorities. If you see something, say something.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Come on, Jesse. This is specifically what he said we weren't doing. Outside of Wisconsin, he knows 262.
Yeah,
it's the Milwaukee area.
Muskego, yeah.
So I was going to let you guess.
No, but we want to guess Boston when it's San Diego. That's what we want to do. Pittsburgh, 412. All right, let's play trivia. Let's welcome in Scott. Where in the 262 area code are you, Scott?
Racine.
Lovely area. Eager for you to keep our perfect week going that's no longer perfect, right? Didn't we get one wrong yesterday?
There was one incorrect yesterday.
After we put the whammy on him. All right, here we go. From Racine, Scott, your opportunity in Wisconsin Geography Wednesday Trivia begins with this question number one. Which of these prominent NFL broadcasters grew up as a native of Burlington, where the high school football field is now named in his honor? Is it Tony Romo?
Tony Romo.
Give it to him. 2 entries.
Nope.
Beautifully done.
That is 1 entry. You can find the official contest rules at ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
Outstanding start, Scott. Question 2 is this.
Didn't want to say
Orlovsky.
Really
geography, though? Is that geography?
Sure, Burlington's the geography. I don't know about grew up as a native. I don't think that's how that's supposed to go.
I always struggle with
those. It's not
a
geography question. That's a historical bibliography question. That's nothing geographical other than the city you lived in. Come on.
Biographical or bibliography? I'm not sure. All I know is Tony Romo's from Burlington.
But if I asked which Wisconsin city is home to Tony Romo...
Yeah, he doesn't live there now.
That's geography. Where did he grow up? That's geographical. Yeah.
And so you wanted the answers to be Burlington, Racine, or...
McGuanago.
Yeah.
Exactly. That would have been geographical. This was bibliographical.
All right, well, the good news is question 2 fits Tausch's criteria. Question 2 is this, Scott. Which of these Wisconsin cities is located in a Winnebago County? Which city located in Winnebago County? Is it Oconto, Oconomowoc, or Oshkosh?
Oconto.
Oh, no!
Oshkosh.
Let's say Oshkosh. It's Oshkosh.
That's what
It is Oshkosh, yes. Home of the Titans. All right, Jesse takes some enjoyment in that. Sky, let's bounce back with question 3, which, again, is geographical as opposed to biographical in nature.
Bibliographical.
Or that. I've heard it both ways. Latitudinally! Which of these Wisconsin cities is located farthest north? Farthest north. Is it Shawano, Shiocton, or Shullsburg?
Ooh. Let's go with Shawano.
Let's
go with
Shawano.
Shawano, too. I'm going Shawano, too.
Bingo! Scott, nice bounce back, buddy. The Oconto got you, but Tony Romo's bibliography, you got that one right, and you got latitudinally as well. So you got 2 out of 3. That means you got 3 of the possible 4 entries into Friday's drawing, which Tausch will not be here for, and Jesse may forget to do. But if he doesn't, you have 3 entries into it, and we'll do it on Friday. Thanks.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Where Oconto? What county is that
up in? It's you got to head north up from Green Bay.
Could it be in Oconto County?
In the Crivets
I want to say
region.
that's over by Jesse's cabin.
Yeah,
that's over by Jesse's cabin.
Signs for Oconto on the way to Crivets, indeed.
Yep.
Oconto County, in fact. Oconto Falls, Suring, Gillett, Lena, Mountain. Those are all the cities in Oconto.
What do you
County.
guys think about doing a whitewater rafting trip up in Crivets as a show? How fun does that sound? You know they got good whitewater rafting up there, Jesse.
They do. I have not been. I've not been, but it's been floated several times that we should.
Nice. That's pretty good.
As much as I enjoyed my visit to Crivets last weekend for Sid's basketball tournament, I do not have a whole lot of interest in the whitewater rafting opportunity that
Did
you're
you
presenting.
even think to ask Jesse if he was up at his cabin up there to hang out when you went up there for a weekend?
No, I didn't.
Meat raffle.
She played 3 basketball
Wildes
games and then we came back home.
They ain't interested in meaty rabbits.
I like meat rabbits.
Everything else.
Sure, yeah, okay. What I really like though is when Tausch tells me about Prize Picks and how good he's been lately.
Ooh, Joker.
Or have you been?
Joker. Doncic. Giannis. Golf. Oh, baby, I love when the Mash get the Players' Championship. Got all this fun stuff coming, and Prize Picks is the #1 daily fantasy sports app. You know, you have all these things I just mentioned, back, and then the NBA is going. You got college hoops. Prize Picks has it all. And check this out. This is one of my favorite little nuances that Prize Picks has. The only daily fantasy platform with injury insurance. Nothing more frustrating. You think you got a big winner coming. Old boy pulls a hammy. Bam. Nope, not with Prize Picks. Keeps you in the game even if one of your guys goes down. Over 7 million sports fans have already signed up. I'm one of them. Join me. It is fun. And Prize Picks will you match your deposit up to $100. Just download the app. Go to prizepicks.com and use that promo code WI. Again, that's code WI on Prize Picks for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
Whoa, Nelly is next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Ever wonder how the best athletes find the power to jump higher, cut quicker, skate smoother, drive farther, and stick the landing? At Prevea Orthopedics in Green Bay, we know power starts with the hips. That's why Dr. Michael Ryan and our team of experts provide comprehensive and advanced expertise in hip care, unlike anywhere else. Come to Prevea Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, where we can preserve your hips so you can pursue your goals. Prevea Orthopedics, specializing in you.
Join the Milwaukee Bucks on February 27th as we celebrate historically black colleges and universities at our HBCU game presented by JCI. Enjoy pregame, halftime, and postgame events that honor the legacy and excellence of historically black colleges and universities and those who attended them. For more information and to purchase an HBCU night ticket package, visit bucks.com/impact.
Cousin Subs is stepping up their game this Lenten season with a decadent delight featuring lobster. You heard that right, lobster. This new limited-time only lobster salad sub features lobster mixed with Cousin's signature mayo over a bed of lettuce and topped with onions, tomato, and Old Bay seasoning on their famous Italian bread, baked fresh daily. Order the new lobster salad sub at any Cousin's location, online or via their mobile app. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by UW Credit Union. For over 90 years, UW Credit Union has helped Wisconsinites achieve their financial goals at every stage of life, offering great rates for greater possibilities. Join today at uwcu.org. The rumor mill was swirling Tuesday as reports have come out that the Wisconsin Badgers football team may play a road game at Lambeau Field this upcoming season. Northwestern, who the Badgers are scheduled to play on Saturday, October 19th, are undergoing stadium upgrades and construction throughout the course of this season and have been on the search for places to play their home game. According to the report from Wildcat Report, Northwestern's athletic director told alum in New York City last week that Northwestern will play a game at Lambeau Field this year, but neither school is confirmed as of Tuesday.
Get 0% interest for up to 3 years, or get no money down, no interest, and no payments for up to 18 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Visit PellaWI.com.
Are you tired of looking at a dirty, dusty, and cracked garage and looking for a fresh new look? Hi, this is ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta, and I'm here to tell you about Floor Shield by Showtime Floors. Using a state-of-the-art coating 4 times stronger than traditional epoxy, it's tough enough to be used in military bases and airports. Floor Shield is certified as an anti-slip floor and also eco-friendly, all while being UV stable, and my favorite part, easy to clean. This makes it perfect for outdoor spaces, just like your patio. Check it out at ShowtimeFloors.com and work with a specialist to transform your space in as little as 1 day.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Missed any of the show? Find us on Wisconsin On Demand wherever you get your podcasts. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Before we get to Jesse and Whoa Nelly, Tausch, tell us again about Coors, which I'm guessing the Coors Lights have flowed a time or two at Jesse's cabin in Crivets, I'm guessing.
I would bet that they have, because it's brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and it is cold packaged, so it's made to chill. Born in the Rocky Mountains. Another great spot for whitewater rafting. You think whitewater rafting, you think Colorado, and you think Crivets. Born in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado in 1978, Coors Light's refreshing. It's crisp. Only 102 calories. That's why it is Coors Light in my hand when I need a moment to chill. Sub responsibly, Coors Brewing Company. Golden, Colorado.
It's time for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde Tausch.
All right, so I have a IPT question, speaking of Coors Lights. So the other day, we attended a funeral. And then afterward, you usually have like a reception that everybody goes to gather and have dinner and some drinks, and it's kind of typical protocol. So we went somewhere after the funeral, and there's a bunch of family is there. My mom and dad are there. Becca's there with me. So we walk into the establishment, and Becca and I go and order a drink right away from the bar. And then we leave our card for, keeping our tab open for what the rest of the evening will be, whatever it entails. So we go back, and everybody's kind of gathering and starting to order, and they're going to all put it on one tab, we found out after we got there. So my parents are saying, it's going to be probably a wait before we get in. And we said, we can just go get you one on our tab up at the bar. What do you guys want? And then my mom said, well, I don't know what I want just yet, but hang on, let me ask a few other people. What? And then she started asking, like, my aunt and my uncle and my cousin, like, what do you guys want? Jesse's going to go order some up at the bar. Uh-oh. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Like, we just said, do you guys want to be on our little tab over here? We weren't going to do, like, half the drinks for the group. Was this an IPT move by my parents, or was this an IPT move by us for putting our own tab separate in the first place and causing this dilemma?
No, I don't think anyone's in the wrong here. Your mom probably, whenever you're dealing with grief and things like that, man, you're probably not always thinking as clearly, and she wants to be very helpful to everybody involved. So if I had to assign blame, which I don't want to do, Jesse.
But you will.
It's on you.
Yeah.
What?
Just go buy the drinks. But buy the drinks for your mom's friends. Your mom's obviously, she's working through stuff. You and Becca, you wanted to help out and do that. Your mom, if she just wanted a Coors Light, would have said, Jesse, just get me a Coors Light. She obviously wanted to bring everyone together. I'm going to say I don't think anyone's in the wrong. I don't blame you for anything, Jesse, but you're making me pick. I'm putting it on you.
Before I answer, I'd like to know, because your mom, when we were at the sparkling, beautiful, brand new Fleet Farm in Muskego, which it is beautiful. I mean, I was at Fleet Farm the other day, and I was telling some of the staff, because they know me there, because I go there that much, usually right before they close at 8 o'clock. I was telling them about the Muskego one, and they're very jealous at the West Side Green Bay location, because they've got one of the old school ones, which I love, but they were like, oh, how big is it? They wanted me to tell them all about that incredible Muskego store. But one of the less than incredible moments at that incredible Muskego store is when your mom came and basically told me that I was too mean to you. So I am highly reluctant, unless she's okay with me blaming her, because I won't be blaming her precious widow son.
Yeah, this is a tough situation for you here.
This is a pickle. So I'm gonna defend my boy Jesse against these slings and arrows and say it was IPT for your mom to start kind of shopping the tab around the bar. Come on, Mom.
I think
do it.
Family.
I think Tausch feels that way too, and he's just scared to say it.
He's afraid. He just wanted to blame you. That's why.
I think that's
What's the deal with you and bow and arrows all of a sudden? You're talking about slinging arrows before you're shooting a bow when old boy got that trivia question right. Are you getting into archery, or is there something we don't know that you're up to?
I think it's because that's how Connor Essegian would celebrate the threes that he made.
Whoa, Nelly!
Back last season when he was playing.
Let me tell you something, not a lot of arrows being slung right now.
Well, there's some slinging. All right.
I do have a question about mock drafts. I feel like our show policy changes every year on examining mock drafts. Where do we want to stand on this? Do we want it, like, anytime we see an interesting one, do we want to dive into it? Like, Field Yates has one up right now at ESPN.com. I didn't know Field Yates was even doing mock drafts. Like, he's a good ESPN NFL analyst. I didn't know we were handing out mock drafts. Like, does Orlovsky get one? Does Swagoo get to do? Like, I don't know what the deal is here. But
Mel Kiper, friend of show. I think
Yes.
he's joined us the last 5 years.
That's it. That's the
Mel
list.
Kiper's definitely is always in play, and Matt Bowen are 2 draft gurus.
Amen.
So we don't want to see any other mock drafts. Like,
No,
Field Yates
I'm not opposed to it.
projecting
I mean,
Iowa
if it's-
corner Cooper DeJean as the next
if
Green
it's
Bay
anything
Packer.
where does he have Chop going? My big questions are where's Chop and who the Packers are taking. Those are my 2 big ones.
This is your usual question. You got Chop?
I'm looking. I'm scrolling. I don't see Chop yet.
Maybe that's a good sign. That means the Chop will be in the house.
What is Chop's actual first name?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Why would you call him anything but Chop?
His
now,
name is Damian Chop Robinson. Damian, Demeion. That's a lot of vowels. He would not have a great name
It'd be tough
for
to acronym him
acronyming.
up.
I don't see Chop in Field Yates' first round here.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, boy.
He's gonna blow people away.
Oh, wait a minute.
He's gonna blow people away. at the
29 he's got him.
So he's still available at 25?
29 to the Lions.
Didn't we just say we were ignoring his mock draft, and now that it has Chop available, when the Packers
Don't
pick,
you
now we're
dare.
a lot more interested.
Don't you dare let Chop go to the Detroit Lions. Chop beware.
Chop beware. What does that even mean? Is that like
Buyer
bring your own
beware,
bewaredness?
chop beware.
Bring your own chop bewaredness?
Something of that ilk, yes. Jesse seems distracted. I'm not going to lie to you. He seems distracted. He's worried about booking Bill Simmons and Chop
J.J.
Robinson.
Redick on the same show.
Do you want them together?
Sure. Sounds like a great idea. I'm still working on Kurt Warner. All right. Time now for Tausch to once again put that image in our minds of old T with his concrete pouring. What do you call those? Like bib overalls? What are they? High boots? Waist?
You could call them that. Now, the big thing is you got to get the big concrete boots. You know, they're long. You can
They're not made of
walk out in
concrete.
the mud with them. They're rubber. They're made of rubber, but you have to tuck your pants in there so you don't get any concrete. And get out there and start shoveling. And, man, I'm excited to be doing that with our friends at Johnson & Sons Paving. Get moving. This stuff doesn't just happen overnight. You got a plan. Now is the time to set those preferred dates for booking Johnson & Sons Paving. Whether it's asphalt or concrete, they set the standard. Maybe you need patching now, but you'll want that full repave later. We'll talk with a project manager. Set yourself up. 5-year game plan. 2 civil engineers on staff. A team with 2 decades of experience. They've seen it all. Booking work now gives you all the time needed to get the right paperwork in place.
Mm-hmm.
Johnson & Sons knows how to build whatever ideas you have, and they'll do it the right way. And they make great hats, if you guys can see on the video. Great hats.
It is a
Johnson
good-looking
& Sons
hat.
has as well.
I
Get
want one.
started now at johnsonsonspaving.com, and we got some fun surprises brewing. Some fun surprises. You might get old T. I don't want to spoil anything. But if you sign up by a certain date,
then
you
you're gonna
might be
keep
getting
going
old tea
anyway.
and jelly. Me and Jelly going to be making a trip out to shovel and to float and to do the whole concrete fixtures.
All right.
We might be out there to join you as well.
And I just want to be clear that Johnson & Sons Paving, which is the class of the best in class when it comes to paving, they're going to guarantee their work even if you 2 knuckleheads are working on the project.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to say that I'd be concerned about the quality, but
Hey,
if you
just
2
for
are
the
involved,
record, hey, I have 3 years of concrete work on my resume, and I just was down at the road builders deal, so I know all about building roads. Now, I have got a lot of concrete expertise. Nothing like what the Johnson & Sons paving crew has, but you're not talking to some slappy here.
I do not, so I should probably not participate.
Now you got to drive me. I'll probably be tired when I'm done working.
You're now the Jeeves of Johnson & Sons.
Great.
Johnson & Sons and Jeeves will work on your driveway if you enter soon enough. All right, we need to wrap things up next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Only Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Hi, this is Scott Trout of Cordell & Cordell. There are a lot of great dads out there. Sometimes those dads get divorced. For more than 30 years, we have represented men in divorce, confronting the pitfalls that could devastate your finances or harm your family relationships. While every situation is different, our goal is to get the best outcome for you and your kids. Visit CordellCordell.com to take the first step.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Milwaukee attorneys. 111 East Kilbourne Avenue, Suite 1650, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 53202.
My doctor told me my cholesterol is borderline, so I took control with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula. Garlic helps maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste-free, and Garlic is a world leader in garlic potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula, cholesterol's natural enemy.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
Hey, it's Kyle Walsh for the Bath Authority, and the Bath Authority provides the highest quality bathroom remodeling products along with a world-class customer experience. Walk-in tubs, replacement showers, tub-to-shower conversions, and more. Every unit is custom built. Elevate your bathroom to a new level of luxury, style, and safety. Schedule your free in-home estimate today and get $1,000 off a new shower or bath, plus 36 months of interest-free financing. TheBathAuthority.com, a better bath awaits.
Wisconsin is still cattle country, and that's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand-select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top-quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Bunzels.com.
Every pass.
Lob inside. Oh, Goldar stuffed it, counted it.
They got to figure out who to foul now.
Oh, man. He showed us the hammer and was fouled.
Every shot.
Cam Jones, he'll try it three.
Oh, my goodness.
ATM.
Every dunk.
The basket high off the glass. No good. Stuff is good by Ben Gold.
Good lob. Ben Gold.
Every single second.
Marquette 78. Butler 72.
We are your official home for Marquette Golden Eagles basketball. 94.5 ESPN.
ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta here to tell you about one of the best purchases I recently made, an infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas. It's an easy-to-install sauna that is great for a post-workout, travel, or long-day detoxification, and it has a rapid heat-up time. Using Good Health Saunas can also help reduce stress, improve circulation, and make your skin glow. Got an athlete in your family or just someone with an active lifestyle? Infrared saunas are perfect for muscle and tissue recovery as well. Learn more today at goodhealthsaunas.com, goodhealthsaunas.com.
Tune in to Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Behind the Bucks peels back the curtain to give fans unique access and deep storytelling unlike ever before. Subscribe and download right now to get a companion podcast to the new Amazon documentary, Giannis, A Marvelous Journey. Hear about the making of the dog and learn about how Milwaukee became home for the Adetokounmpo family. Find Behind the Bucks at bucks.com/plus or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you love winning? This February, head to Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee and fall head over heels with the Love It or Leave It $400,000 game show. Thursday nights, you could play the Love It or Leave It game show where you can love your prize or leave it for another. Play with your club card to earn drawing entries. Top prize is $10 grand in cash. It's time for Love It or Leave It. Only at Potawatomi. Learn more at pacebig.com. Must be 21 years old and a club member to play.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
So before we go, because not everyone listens every day, Josh DiMaggio asks a good question that Tausch should probably, on occasion, answer so people understand. Where does your love of Chop come from? Chop Robinson of Penn State.
Yeah, I've said this a few times, but Josh, thanks for reminding me. Not everybody listens every day. I watch some Big Ten football with my role with the Badgers, and the Michigan game, which, by the way, Michigan, national champion, won the whole thing. They couldn't block Chop. He crushed them. And Wisconsin did, and didn't pass from the second quarter on because they got a lead, and they knew Chop was going to affect the game. They didn't want Chop to make a strack and to lead a play and get it back in the game. Chop's the deal. I'm a Chop guy.
All I have time to say
like saying Chop.
Is TCBG. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on Wisconsin On Demand.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because our home policies help protect your dreams and come with peace of mind. Save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer. Get started on your fitness journey by going to PrincetonClubNewBerlin.com. That's PrincetonClubNewBerlin.com.
People who suffer from arthritis are getting real pain relief with exciting biologic therapies at QC Kinetics.
The success rate is there, and there's no better way to treat yourself when it comes to dealing with pain.
Meet Tyler Vale, co-founder of QC Kinetics, who says they can't cure arthritis, but they can treat the pain.
If you think of the tide coming in and out on the beach and what it does, it erodes the sand, right? Can't stop the tide, but eventually when the sand or the beach gets bad enough, we backfill that beach with sand so that we get generations of enjoyment with that beach again. And the same thing happens with your knee or your shoulder or your hip or your back. We want to backfill the problems that have happened to this point. I'm not stopping the tide, so I'm not stopping the arthritis, but I want to get generations of enjoyment out of those joints again.
Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation. Learn more about how restorative biologic therapies can get you real and lasting joint pain relief.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
You are listening to the home of the Green Bay Playoff Plunge. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
You can also listen and watch the show on the ESPN app.
I am back and better than ever. Greeny presented by Progressive Insurance on this Wednesday in February. Is there stuff going on? Oh, my goodness. Is there stuff going on? I sat and watched and listened to a bunch of nonsense going on in the sports world over the last 5 days, and I am delighted to be back to chime in on all of it. Let's go.
Here we go. Only one place to start.
Our one place to start this morning is going to be with the one, the only, the great Kimberly Martin, our NFL insider extraordinaire. Good enough to hang out after we wrap up Get Up this morning. We've also got hashtag Hembo here. Hashtag Cam is with us. Bubba has a few poorly deserved days off. He certainly has not earned any days off, but he's taking a few anyway. So we'll be without Bubba today, but we got Hembo and we got Kmart. And Kmart, we got a lot to dive into today. And I want to go directly to
your injury.
Well, that's correct.
Don't bury the lead. Listen, I too am playing hurt, but I didn't make morning TV about it. I will make morning radio about it.
I do not think that you have like a little redness in your left eye. I do not think it was noticeable on TV at all.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, in Vegas, I was minding my business, having a good time, went to lunch with a friend, literally got back to my hotel room, and my eye exploded. It popped